Wait for it. Wait for it. And we're live. Hello and welcome to Quant Gang. We're going to be going down some pulse chain rabbit holes. It's Maddie ALLin here with Karim, the head of
Bang, bang.
operations at Staker app, fellow Quant Gang host. What's up?
Living my best life. Thanks for being here as always. Happy to see everybody. Woo! Excited.
Wow, Hex is on a rip upwards. There's so much going on in the community. I've got like 20 stories to report. We're going to have somebody joining us later on in the stream. We've got WhalesOnly, who's on a plane right now, so he might join later on, but we're going to have a special guest and much, much more to talk about. So
let's do this.
Let's do this. Bang, bang.
Yep.
So, Karim, where in the world are you right now?
Jesus Christ, one of the best places to be, I guess. Still in Dubai here. Fun fact, Maddie, we had daylight saving change over the weekend on Sunday. That's a good, quick topic. So it shifted about another hour. So instead of 8-hour difference compared to East Coast, now I'm like 9 hours. It's only 5:33 a.m. No big deal.
You are a true champion for coming on Quant Gang and not breaking your streak and being here every week for everybody. So shout out to you.
Bang, bang. Validity. It's so crazy. Fun fact, if you don't show up, the haters going to come up with an excuse and create some other FUD. But we're out here doing the courses. Shout out to all the Hexicans. Shout out to all the people being here also. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean,
consistency, baby.
The FUD is over. I've got so much good news. We've got so many people here in the chat. Shout out to you all. Hit the like and subscribe button. Leave a comment. We want to know you're not a bot. And we want to prove to everybody else too.
Shout out to the Staker class getting paid. Again, daylight saving or not, Maddie, we're getting paid. So that's great.
So let's see. I did a special stream yesterday with the sticker guy. You remember him?
Mm-hmm. I saw the replay.
It was such awesome. Good energy. We talked for like 2.5 hours. He is the real deal, all right? He's somebody who bought the top and he still believes because it's that obvious in Hex what's going on. It's that obvious that, we go through these cycles, but at the end of the day, the price, it goes up and volatility, it's part of the equation. So I spoke on that for a long time yesterday with Sticker Guy, but I wanted to make a retraction. I misspoke. He asked me if I'm still buying into Hex, and I said I'm all in, right? And so in that sense, I've moved from an accumulation phase to a preservation phase, right? Well, I was wrong, okay? Because yesterday, just after I said I'm not buying any more Hex because I'm literally all in, got an airdrop today, man. So I got to buy some more Hex.
That's why Richard was also, mentioning those too, and all the, the free tokens. Remember, Hexicans, right? True accumulation never ends. And once you understand and know, which I think the sticker guy understood, is you're buying a productive asset. So the price truly is irrelevant if you turn that into a productive asset. You know what I mean? Irrespective of when you buy it, if you turn that to a stake and it's productive the next day, then again, you're ready to go. The same way, like we're saying, right? If you leave off the interest and always restake the principal, price is irrelevant. Same way, if you buy, you turn into a stake, boom. Not only you're turning into a productive asset, you're collecting all the penalties along the way. And I don't know about you, but share rate's been flying lately. It's almost 19,300 hex, and it's doing
I
faster
pay
and
the
faster.
same share rate that you do.
There you go. So again, amazing to be here. It's amazing to watch Hex do what Hex do, which is again staying consistent. And like you said, we're fighting the FUD. 2 days ago, I was in the trading chat. You know what I mean? Diffusing some of the FUD, and then keeping people calm. And I know the OG and the main people are good. It's just we care for the new guy.
I wanna hear about that as a special topic, because I know you're an expert on that, and that's what part of what you've been doing this week. I did also, just on the topic of airdrops and like free money and
Nice.
things that are scams versus not scams. I do want to mention I have an imposter out there on Telegram who somehow is using my real handle. Which
how? Yeah, you just texted me earlier today, like 2 hours ago. But it was a different Manny ALLin. Yeah.
Yeah. There's an imposter out there asking for ETH and Hex. Thankfully, everybody knows I only have one donation address. It's posted on the original Hex conference YouTube page. I don't ask people. I don't need ETH. I don't need Hex. Don't send it to me, please. There's a scammer going around claiming to be me. Apparently, Brissology talked to him on the phone.
Wow.
And it was like somebody with an accent that's different than mine.
Yeah, thank God. They hear us long enough to know. Well, you gotta be careful, people. They're talking on the phone thing.
It's gonna be, you didn't do your own research if you're impersonating me and you're talking to people on the phone.
Remember, it happened to me too. They're
I know.
Also, people be careful out there, please.
Don't send me ETH. Don't send me Hex. I did not get locked out of my Coinbase, and if I did, don't worry. I don't need help.
Yeah, no, we're good. Play with the donation stuff on YouTube, but don't play nothing on Telegram.
We think that they were phishing people out of the US road trip, so we made an announcement in there. And again, like, be super careful with DMs, always verify who you're talking to, and don't send strangers money on the internet. I'm a stranger too. I know people know me, but still.
Yeah, the guy texted me like 2 hours ago, and he said you're busy, like just weird one text, and I'm like, there's no history whatsoever. I'm like, what's this?
Oh, it's a new thread. Interesting.
Yeah, new thread, Mally ALLin. Yeah. Guess I should just block him.
Yeah, report or block or whatever. But so watch out for that, people. I wanted to make an announcement about that. I wanted to talk about the airdrop. So I'm going to do a special episode tomorrow, probably with Lily Grace, to help her claim her ENS airdrop. I thought I had an extra one, so I already claimed all mine before I got to make a video about it. My bad.
Nice.
But the price keeps going up, so
okay.
Actually, it's fluctuating. So I don't know. Here's my strategy. I'll just summarize really quick on CoinGang, then we'll do a special episode tomorrow. But my strategy with an airdrop like this is, first of all, don't chase airdrops. You lose money in the end. So even if you get airdrops, usually you can't predict what they're going to be. So don't waste your money doing a bunch of ETH transactions for things that may or may not happen, right? Rumors are not our friends. And so don't even go down that rabbit hole. I know Motley and I did back in the day, but all the gains we're getting are probably just offsetting the extreme number of wallets that we set up for all these different airdrops. So that being said, it does appear that there's an airdrop for anybody who ever registered an Ethereum name system domain. So mine was Maddie.eth, and I had that for a little while as a part of my YouTube, as a part of my Twitter handle, so that I would pull in ETH people, and they'd be like, who's Maddie.eth? And then they would learn more about Hex. So, it looks like the stream to Twitch just shut off. Anyway, so if you ever owned or registered an Ethereum, an ENS domain, you can go to their website app ENS.domain. And you can claim that. It's worth about $7,000 right now. Shout out to Hodl Dog for letting me know about it this morning. I really appreciate it, man. Every different address that you have that interacted with the ENS system should be eligible for $7,000 worth of tokens. You have to vote. You have to use their governance token in order to claim it, but it's really easy to do. Unfortunately, it does cost some gas. It costs like $100 worth of gas to claim it. And then if you want to swap it, then that's going to cost as well. That's why Pulse Chain's coming out. That's why we're going to go down the Pulse Chain rabbit holes tonight, is because of all these Ethereum gas fees. So check it out.
Bang, bang. Shout out to Ninja Turtle in the chat. You're right. I'm alive, I'm alert, and I feel great.
Yeah.
Always, all day, every day, any time of the day. That's all we're here to do. And shout out to everybody getting their free money for sure. There was also a hint, apparently, Lubin, I think that's his last name, I forget his first name, but the top Ethereum guy was, joking about the MetaMask airdrop, whatever. So there's a rumor for that. When that comes out, another more free money, because a lot of us have used it. So we'll see.
I think I said on Quant last week, when that happens, I'm like selling all of my earthly belongings to buy Hex, because we know what happened when the Uniswap airdrop came out, baby. Like, that is worth, by the way, that's worth $1 million Hex still. If you staked it. So.
Again, very simple. If you turn into a productive asset, I'll take a bet with anybody any day of the week. 3, 6 months, 9 months from now, it will be a no-brainer. Plus, you get to use it and buy Hex before copy. It's a no-brainer. No-brainer. And before Pulse Chain too. So.
Shout out to Craig here. This is a Hexican that I met when I was in Columbus over the weekend. And I know it was kind of a chaotic night, and there were tons of people coming up to me. Karim, I learned so much about college age psychology because we went to this nightclub that my friend owns when we were doing the US road trip meetup that night on Thursday. And it got around, like the word got around the crowd that we were all there to explain crypto to people, basically. And so, the music's pumping, and here we are explaining what Hex is to a bunch of people who were super excited. They were like asking so many good questions, like, is crypto the same as an NFT? And, showing their Coinbase accounts and stuff. They were, people are ready for Hex. I continue to see so many signs that it's getting ready to go viral.
Amen. That's the way to go. So, and yeah, for people in the chat saying that you want to meet up in Dubai or whatever, if you really are in Dubai, just message me on Telegram and then we can do something. So I got a fun story. I was at a networking earlier today. It was pretty amazing. Those who watch,
tell me more.
Oh, it's pretty great. Those who follow me on Instagram, pictures are there. But first we went to the Palms, which was pretty nice. There's a place called like Atlantis. It's like a luxury, nice resort. It's freaking amazing. The view is out of this world. They have also like an aqua park. Like you can just hang out with dolphins and stuff like that. They have view on the water. You see yachts everywhere. It's crazy. Luxury cars.
We love hanging out with dolphins and sharks and squids and turtles.
And then we went to the main event, which was next to the Burj Khalifa, the tall tower and everything.
Yeah.
And it was like they call it the Armani, like the clothes, Armani Lounge, private and stuff. So I took some pictures there. It's funny. It was like a crypto conference / there were obviously represented Bitcoin mining and stuff like that. But I was out there converting everybody I talked to into staking instead. Much more efficient, more money, and then just lay down. And took some pictures for that too. Stayed there until about 2, 3, and then went back. But yeah, oh my goodness. It's just lights everywhere. The building is tall, Maddie. It's crazy. They have the highest.
I want to go there.
They have a restaurant on the top, kind of like how you do like in Vegas on the top of the tower and stuff. So
Yes.
basically, the tallest restaurant in the world is over there because it's one of the tallest buildings because they're building the next tallest building in the world.
Did you go up there?
Because no, not yet. That would be the because we went to the event, which was at the Armani Lounge, which was kind of like on the bottom floors, but to the right of it.
Did you meet a bunch of rich people and onboard them into Hex?
Oh, dude, they're everywhere, everywhere. It's crazy. And then
I knew it.
first you play the collecting business card, everything, because some people trying to sell you stuff too. But little by little, as you find out what people are doing, that was like my first big networking event. So it was pretty cool. And that's why even though when I came back, I was like, nah, I'm just gonna stay awake. And then Quant gang directly.
That's
but
what's
yeah,
up.
so, go ahead.
Awesome. Yeah. Thanks for staying up and
Tomorrow there's more. We're gonna go back because this part of the month there's a lot of expos as well, blockchain expo and stuff. So a lot of the people, because some of the people obviously are residents, some of the people are visiting, and but just the view alone, oh my goodness. And then now with all the law and everything, there's some part like where my friend lives, like you can literally buy everything in crypto. So future looks bright. A little bit pricey, but it looks bright.
Here's some things that we could talk about today, in order to keep the audience knowing what the topics are going to be. So we are going to talk about pulse chain rabbit holes, which is the teaser, and I've got some updates there. I want to hear Karim's analysis as well, and then I love that we're going to get to have a debate about nomics adjusting Hex's circulating supply. So we're definitely going to cover that. We're also going to talk about all this FUD and what we think, what our take is on it, what we're seeing in the community, and how bright the future looks.
Nice. Can't wait. Yeah, because I read the whole thing too from the nomics guy because, again, I got my 2 cents to say about that for sure.
Awesome. So to lead, now that we've done the introduction, to lead with the thumbnail information, right, that people are here for. The question is about Pulse Chain. Have you been keeping up with the private chat that we're not allowed to talk about?
Not as much as I want to, but I get kind of the main idea. So just lead the way, and then I'll add my 2 cents after.
So I continue to be so impressed every time I look at that private chat. The people who are in there are off the charts geniuses. They understand every different crypto project. They're discussing the pros and cons of every little piece of the puzzle, right? Because there's not really a limit to the game theory of Pulse Chain. It's not limited to just, how are we going to solve one problem? There are so many areas that can be improved, right? So I mean, and I'm not going to say anything on here that hasn't been said publicly, right? Because I respect confidentiality, greatly, because that's part of my profession as a therapist. So but I've definitely been listening to what information has been coming out, right? And if we take, if we start to look at the data points, and we start to read between the lines, we're going to see things that I think are pretty interesting. For example, so there was a stream that Balliot Brand, he published it basically, that was from the Pulse Chain the Telegram, the voice chat. And there was a Pulse Chain developer in there who was, sharing some exciting news. And one of the news points that we found out in the past week is that there are already 399 nodes participating in the testnet. Oh, Karim, you're on mute.
Yeah, no, I'm hearing. Sorry.
Yeah, so this is an incredibly bullish number. The fact that people continue to sacrifice is still an enigma, I think, to most community members. But we've got a massive amount of participation that's happening at the testing level. Crypto Coffee pointed out that basically all the problems that are listed on the GitHub have more or less been resolved. And
Good.
there's still questions about how the bridge is going to operate. But I mean, even I've got some ideas for how that could work. That probably need to be vetted or whatever. But I think that there's just with liquidity pools, there's plenty of ability to create something that functions as a bridge, right? The difference between a bridge and an exchange to me is like an underexplored topic. I think that if you're bridging something, it can either mean that you're wrapping it, which means, you have admin keys.
Yeah, that's the
or
one.
if you straight up exchange something, then you don't have a claim to it anymore. And it's like when I trade Bitcoin for Ethereum, there's not one specific chain, right, that's able to account for both of those. It's me as the observer of both prices on two different chains that allows me, whatever it is, to go onto that ledger or Trezor exchange thing that they have set up. I think they use exchange now, but there's like different things that are built in to my old dusty Bitcoin wallets that I haven't busted out in so long because I traded all my liquid Bitcoin for Hex a long time ago. But that's the idea here, right? Is that you don't need to reinvent the wheel in order to allow people to trade on Pulse Chain. All you need is a market, and all I see is growing appetite. All I see is OG Bitcoiners coming out on their YouTube channels. I'm not talking about furus. I'm talking about like actual people who own millions of dollars of Bitcoin who are like, yeah, I sacrificed for Pulse Chain. I see that.
I mean, look at the Telegram too. I mean, it's almost
incredible.
1,000 users. It keeps going up bigger and bigger and bigger.
Is it 50,000 now?
Yeah, over 50,000. It's on its way to 51,000. I mean, the use case is undeniable. The fees are insane on Ethereum, and they're not going down anytime soon because remember, it's a ratio. So the higher the ETH price goes, the higher, more severe those fees are going to be. And, you add function of adoption on top of that. So it adds more use case for Pulse Chain, which is a no-brainer. And let's not forget, they fixed a lot of problems even that Ethereum had. Software is hard. So yes, it's a fork, but they're fixing stuff along the way that they didn't even cause, but just to make sure that it works. And also that the new implementations are going to be able to work, because you want to launch something that's very close to, a finished product, very close to something that's going to work right away and not create problems. So it will take however long it takes, because again, Hex is finished. In the meantime, you can still get the reward. But it's good to know that they're making sure security first, making sure everything works out properly as intended. So once we launch with the minimal viability stuff, boom, we're ready to go. And I'm sure, Richard will be streaming soon. Soon meaning could be this week, early next week, whatever it may be, but soon. And we have a lot of great things coming along by the end of the month. So, have you looked into this rumor of him disclosing his birthday time? he did put in a tweet about it. You know what I mean? He can't remember the second.
This is what everybody's talking about, and I still don't understand. So maybe we can make sense of it.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, Richard said that he would give a subtle clue about when the snapshot would occur. See, people are jumping so fast to like, oh, this is a clue about when Pulse Chain is actually going to launch. If anything, I'm looking for a clue of when the snapshot date is going to occur, because originally Richard said that would be before, right?
Yeah. But think about it. People need an excuse for general to speculate about everything. So, but the the process of the matter is we have a lot of cool events coming soon. The anniversary of Big Payday to some extent coming soon. So, and time goes fast. Look, we're already like the 9th, you know what I mean? So next thing you know, you blink, will be towards the end of the month. The next thing you know, boom, December 2nd. So if people want to gamble and not understanding what they own, then that's them. Those who do, the disparity will just get bigger and bigger because not only they're not getting enough, but on top of that, share rate's not waiting for nobody. So yeah, see that? 11:18 p.m.
He posted this almost a month after his birthday.
Yeah.
Announcing the birth time is 11:18, which could translate to November 18th.
I knew somebody would say that, but let's be real. That's a speculation. So, and then you can say the next day is November 19th, Big Payday 2.0, right?
The best part
is just funny to watch.
Is that traders are going to get wrecked with this news?
They already
let them get wrecked.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I know my staking class, the true Hexicans are unaffected. Why? Because they stake. Number two, they're collecting all the fees when all those people are getting wrecked and becoming the liquidity. You know what I mean? That's why you hear this like loud minority, because they are a minority of traders, crying all over Twitters because they're not staked, because they're out there trading getting wrecked, not understanding what they own. Like we've been saying many times, like Wells been saying many times, like you buy it and you don't stake it. Like, do you really understand what it is? That's the funniest thing.
No.
While we were pumping right back up, like I said, like we're right around the bottom zone. Again, I'll show you again on the chart if need be. All the exaggeration is just people trying to create FUD, people trying to create lies. I mean, I've heard all kinds of rumors, all kinds of lies. They're trying to FUD OGs. They even trying to FUD Conrad a little bit. It was just hilarious. Just like, dude, come on, people. Be smart. Show you all the tools. Look at the real big wallets. They're not moving.
I'll tell you my prediction. Pulse Chain is going to launch when the time is right. I believe that Richard would prioritize timing over anything else. And I haven't seen anybody else have a crystal ball like he has. I was there when he called the bottom of the Bitcoin market because I bought a third more of a Bitcoin for like whatever it was, $2,000 at the time, right? So like, I can verify that one.
Yeah,
I can also see back on the video when he called the 20K Christmas, like that's not hard to see. So sure, people like, if people were trading, maybe they got wrecked with his more recent call, even though he did have he was correct in the sense that his scam went down, but that doesn't really count. But it doesn't really matter either. Like the point is
you never know when the scam week is gonna come, and the thing people don't understand. I mean, the new people. I know the people who watch our stream understand. We're not trying to be smart. We're trying to be wise. We're not playing checkers. We're playing chess. You should not be trading to begin with, especially when you don't know what you're doing. That's why you become the scam week. That's one, because low liquidity and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Not understanding that we're already, like I've said since the week prior, I said, guys, we're already around literally bottom level. You know what I mean? We'll be around that 19 cents because, again, the chart shows it. All the signal shows it. It was a 38.2 retracement. It's all perfectly there. But then when the FUD comes in, all the other stuff, and you become victim of that because you're not staked and you don't understand what you have, then you become the scam wick. And then literally people start saying, oh my God, it's going to go to 10 cents. And next thing you know, it pumps right back up to 20 cents. And then you got left behind. And if you're one of those that sold at 14 cents, then, shame on you. And then you get left behind. So it's just, but sadly enough,
there's no shame in selling. No shame in trading.
Selling, if you're taking profit, there's no shame in that.
Saving.
But if you panic selling because you don't understand what you own, especially when you just bought recently, then that's where it's like you're not listening. If you are having your staking ladder and the other stuff and you're taking profit, that's different. So that's why in a way, I feel bad
Yeah.
for the new people, being swayed because you got people out there purposely trying to create FUD because, again, they want lower prices and they want to use other people. But if you have to come up with lies, to me, that's disgusting. That's what I have a problem with. When you literally have to prey on people, plus create lies, just because you see, people are in fear, so I'm just gonna try to add more fake news to it. You know what I mean? That to me, that's disgusting behavior. So, because the speculation stuff, go ahead and have at it, but just don't lie. You know what I mean? Like this is cool, funny comments in the chat says that somebody said that Hexo said that PMs means pulse chain main. So
Yeah.
your theory of 11, 18. I mean, usually, right? Think about it. Big events. There's always a move on average 2 to 3 weeks before the big event. So if you do a little napkin math backwards, okay, December 2nd, 2 3 weeks before that, if the move starts, so you're right around that zone, so to speak. So
Well, let's be clear why we're talking about it. We're talking about it on Quant Gang because it's fun to speculate, not with our wallets, but with our brains, right? With paying attention to the signs. And
because we already staked.
I think giving people a reason to always be welcome to buy in. Karim and I have bought at peaks, just like everybody else. And we had to learn patience and we had to practice it. Right. And so that's why I really respect all the time. Like Karim's transparency is off the charts. Karim's behavior is extremely rare. How much he delays gratification. Like people are so lucky to be able to learn from Karim. Period.
You know what's funny? That's why I laugh so hard when I see the trolls, you know what I mean, on Twitter or whatever. Because they know number one, like hyenas, they wait when, again, when there's a little bit of fear or whatever, so they can come up with their nonsense. Number two, they know where to be found. They can't say that to my face. They can't come on a live stream. We got the invite, we got the links. They can come on Quant Gang if they're there, but they won't, because they know that most of their stuff is just garbage. But then again, for the new person, they need to make sure they watch out who they're following, who they listen to, but also that they do their research. Because when all that mind game is being played, meanwhile, again, more and more hacks are being moved out of circulation. Because again, you can, every time you say stake ends, you can only hurt the price once. Once you're done, you're done. You can't sell something you don't have. That's number one. Number two, share rate doesn't wait for nobody. So all this thing just going to propel us for the next big move, because once all that liquidity is stuck in, just like I said last week, we're still getting that, believe it or not, irrespective of the price, the selling pressure is getting smaller and smaller over time. Once it's all absorbed, next thing you know, see you later. So, but again, those who knows, and then a month, 2 months, 3 months from now, we're going to have that same conversation. There's going to be a lot of I told you so. There's going to be a lot of, it's going to be funny. And we're just going to get wealthier and wealthier because we understand what we own. My goal is just to propagate and help the new people understand what they own, and hopefully get to them first, educate them before they fall sadly victim of the FUD. You know what I mean? And for that, I'm very excited to say that very soon, can't say the exact date, but very, very soon, the Stake app promo is going to be launching. That's going to be banging. So look forward.
I love that. Amazing. And shout out.
That's going to be the biggest middle finger back to the haters. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah, so we don't know, or it's not been announced what the achievements tab is going to be, but we know that it's going to be achievement related, blockchain behavior, that sort of thing.
Remember Hexican? So, if I said I got to pay you to become wealthy, I will.
We're still going to talk about our bullish cases for Hex and why we can ignore the FUD. We're still going to talk about more pulse chain rabbit holes. And we're still going to talk about the nomics adjustment. Oh, yeah, but I would like to bring up our special guest now.
Let's do it.
Who's just joined us. Welcome to Lindsay the Hexican. Welcome.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
Thank you for having me.
Our pleasure.
Thanks for coming. Nice hat.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks, Maddie. Maddie gave this to me in Vegas.
Yeah.
There
Good
you
to
go.
see you again. Good to see you too, Karim.
Likewise.
Good to see you. I apologize. I'm at my friend's place, so due to OPSEC, I promise. That's why you get to see the pretty picture and not the in real life.
Oh, your light still shines through.
But next month, end of the month, once I'm back, Maddie, you'll get to see the face again.
Awesome.
I'll be like Wells temporarily.
Hi, guys.
Yeah, so Lindsay is here to talk about Albany, to talk about the U.S. road tour and her involvement. And I saw her the other day on Discourse Syndicate. She was on the nightly news show that they have sometimes, and I was really excited to see her on there. She represented the tour well, and so I wanted to have her on here as well.
Thank you. Yeah, I was hanging out with Hex Machina, and that was super fun. And I got to do a Discord with the ladies. That was really fun too. They're all so smart. It was like a really fun evening to get to hang out with all of them. So
that's so awesome.
Yeah, we're so excited to bring it to Albany. So we have an event space all picked out, and we were finding it holds a little bit more than we thought. So we're trying to raise a little bit more wiggle room.
Awesome.
So we're going to do a couple of dates. And the first one we're going to do is on the 22nd of November. And we're going to have like a local meetup hangout. So come and meet a Hexican. And then so that everybody can go home and get excited about it and be like, hey, what are you doing tomorrow? Come with me and meet my friends. So that like catchy, like, I just had a great night out with these people, that energy goes home with you and then gets on your phone and then goes to your friend and gets them excited too. So
absolutely.
Yeah. So we're going to prep them with that. And then on the 23rd, Abbott, ALLin, and Patrick are coming into town with team money, and Black Hexican's coming too. I'm so excited to meet her in person. Like Vibra Finance CEO is coming, Teddy's coming. There's so many of us. We're so excited. And so they're bringing friends too. Our capacity is like trying to be around 100, but we're kind of pushing it right now. We're getting everybody just to RSVP, please. It means respond, s'il vous plaît, or like, please respond.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, the reason why, like, and I never really appreciated RSVPs until I started planning like birthday parties and events and stuff when I got older. I just want to know you're coming because I have a special surprise for you when you get there, and I need to be prepared. So it's not just me, it's a team. We have a couple sponsors, and one of them is Vibra Finance, one of them's Louise Paving. They're coming in together, and they've donated over $1,000 in gas fees so we can get the wallets like moving, and then get hopefully some Hex donations to come in besides the 5,555 that they give away, and I want to give like additional Hex, because we found with onboarding in some of our communities locally that it's tough to get them to trust why we want them to do this in the first place. Does that make sense?
That makes a lot of sense. And that's definitely the part of what I saw when you talked on the news show before that, that really clicked with me, because just like you, I have found it's super effective to onboard people by showing them instead of just talking about it, and not waiting for people to understand it, but allowing people to experience it.
Yeah, I don't have a financial background. I'm an entrepreneur. So I was always focused on the product and making the product, and not it sounds funny, like you're either working in your business or on your business. And I really liked working in my business. So I didn't really pay attention to the financials. So I didn't have that aspect too tight. And then when somebody gave me Hex, I was like, oh, this is cool. Like, I don't know what this is, but I want to take a look at this later. I know this is valuable. So let me take a look at this. This is something that clicked. Excuse me. And so like that power of like sparking curiosity in me was like something that I knew I could do in other people as well. Like, okay, listen, I'm not going to be pushy because then I become a sales rep. And I love this logo, but like I am my own entity too, you know? So it's to avoid it being like a scam or a scheme or market, you know, like those MLM accusations, like
that's what people are used to when they see their close friends getting excited about something. Like that's their experience. And at the same time, people are not as familiar, but they still know of Bitcoin, right? Being something that people told their friends about and that a lot of people missed out on. And so it's like somewhere between those two things that people will automatically think of when they hear our pitches for Hex and our marketing pitches, you know, or whatever. They are going to be individualized based on the person and the context. And so that's why I think it's important for us to discuss more than just the sales pitch of it went up 10,000x, or more than just you can get rich. Or for some people that'll work. For some people, they want to know that you've got your Louis Vuitton bags packed and everything. But for everybody else, you know, maybe they want to hear about Nardo's, you know, charitable efforts. Maybe they want to learn about how this combats inflation. Maybe they want to know about how it's similar to Bitcoin. What types of, tell me more about the anatomy of your onboarding.
So, you know what? There's different styles that I use because I'm intuitive. So I don't know until I'm there with them and I feel it. Like, are you a numbers person? Are you looking for something quick? Because that's the industry that I work in. So my clients, you know, come to us and they're like, hey, you know, I heard you know stuff about crypto. I mean, I was in the area, like they're reaching out through LinkedIn and through friends and stuff. And like, so it depends on the conversation I'm having. My like main and consistent conversation that I'm having with my friends and family from home, because that's like, oh, that's the first place you want to start, because you have something that's worth you sounding like a lunatic for. Like, I did not run home with a pair of leggings and talk about how soft they were. I never did that. But I ran home and I was like, Mom, look. So that is like the crowd that I'm serving now is my mom's age and her friends and my friends that are open to the idea of crypto in the first place. They're like, oh, what is this? Is that Bitcoin? That's why, like, the first question people ask me, is that Bitcoin? I'm like, no, it's better. So I guess it just depends on who you're talking to, because you don't want to sound salesy. So my friends, I'm very straightforward with, listen, if you're really interested and you want to know about the who's and what's and whys, then here's Hex.com. If you want to know about the numbers, here's Whales. And, you know, these are resources that are so valuable, like they're just so valuable in our community. So I use a lot of them for my onboarding tools because they're free and they are, I mean, really, if you think about it in like a broad scheme way, they are a great asset to this community. They're time locked for us as long as YouTube will allow us to be. And so like you have so many platforms and different voices all speaking about the same product in the same way. That's incredible to me. Like, absolutely. And so to meet like people that are just like me, and then people that are like can learn from too, and people that I can teach, like all within the same community, is something that I want to bring my friends and family into too. So I bring them in and I say, this is an investment opportunity. And I compare it like I compare it to like Apple stock to them. And I say like, this is like getting in at Apple stock at a penny. And so I give them 100 Hex. And then I ask them to write down the number, the monetary unit USD of what the value is at the time that I give it to them.
Oh, that's good.
And then I so that they have that number in front of them. And sometimes I'll have them write it down, for people who are like paper minded, people are always on their phone. I have them actually use it as their screensaver so they can see that number every day. And then I say, don't look at it for, it depends on how it's doing, honestly. Like I've been like, don't look at it for like a month. Okay. But that's okay. Like it's coming back, but like, just leave it. It's fine. No, but then I get them excited in the meantime. Like I don't make them get nervous about it. I get them excited. I'm like, ooh, so did you go and look at that website? Did you watch that podcast the other night? Did you watch the YouTube stream? Like I get them excited. And then Freedom had mentioned Quest marketing or something like that. I can't remember. I'm so sorry. She was like so on point with it. It's in the last video. Anyway, she said like give them tasks to do, keep them on board. It made sense, get them excited. So then after those days are over, I have them look at it, and like by that time they're so either like if the numbers are still down, they're still vested in it because they're like, okay, I want to see what this can do. I'm watching all these things. I'm hearing all this excitement on these streams. I'm on Twitter, like, and they get involved in the community first. So for me, it's like part of the 4 C's, like culture and connection. And then the other 2 are like, compliance. And for me, they have to go through those tasks to be able to get any further with me. If you want me to really help you, then and you watch those videos and you're excited, after you have that 100 hex and you're ready to go on to the next, then your next job is to download, because we're in New York, so it's like so hard. And thank you, Staker app, for putting that on droids that they can get it right out of the market. That is awesome. That made my life so much easier the other day.
You're very welcome.
Oh, thank you. I was like, yes. I meant to like write you a note. But anyway, thank you. So it's some simple things like that. Like, thank you. Gratitude, stacking it daily. So then like we'll walk them through and we'll get them set up. So in New York, we have to do like Bitstamp to purchase like Bitcoin that we have to exchange, and then we have to buy gas to send them over to Atomic Wallet to where we can exchange it, and then we set it over to Staker app. So it's like this like process. And so like my biggest like hurdle that I'm dealing with right now is a lot of my friends and family are like, okay, we have 5,000 to invest. That's like a lot for us right now. And the gas fees are so high. They're like, killing us. So like we're losing a lot, like they're getting priced out. And so like Pulse Chain is the prospect of it, like, yes, it's coming,
Yeah. And also just real quick, the quick math is that not only that, but, they get their copy. And this is what we always, incentivize in terms of as a mathematical advice against never financial advice, right? It's always mathematical advice that this is why you want to have long time preference.
Yeah.
So yes, those gas fee sucks, but then it's always about, like I always say, it's like we're people that take actions, right? What can we do today? What you can do today is take advantage of the low prices, so to speak, and take advantage of the fact that snapshot hasn't happened yet. You get your copy, talk with them more about, hey, what's the ladder look like? Have you done your T-shirt preservation?
Yeah.
How is retirement going to look like? How can we turn that $5,000 into something that, fortunately, years from now, when your time to really, really want to retire, that you can, almost leave off of. We have seen stakes of hundreds of dollars turned into millions, right? I've brought the receipts over and over and over again. So those are the kind of conversations you want to have with those people, because long term, all these things right now is just going to be blips. It's just going to be noise. It's not going to be relevant. 2022, 2023, nobody's going to be worried about Ethereum gas fees. So that's the biggest and the best thing you can do for those people, by making them realize that, so that they can understand really the power of staking, the power of not get caught up in the shenanigans of gas fees, and, leveraging the Staker app. You know what I mean? Yes, it sucks sometimes for you guys in New York, but thanks to those other options, the Atomic Wallet, the Dharma Wallet, those other things that really help people up to be able to get the crypto the Ethereum at least, or the USDC, and then send to sticker app and then take care of there.
Yeah.
And please, quick notes, especially the Dharma people, please make sure they send the right freaking hex. Do not send Matic hex to the Staker wallet. Okay, it's a different blockchain. You're not gonna see it. Please. That's a little side notes, because I handle tickets and support stuff. I see a lot of that. People using Dharma. Make sure they send the right hex. Do not send, once again, please do not send Matic, which is another blockchain, hex to the
Layer 2 hex doesn't count.
Doesn't count. Stay on the right blockchain. Yes, Ethereum gas fee sucks, but that's the one we handle right now.
It's about like incentivizing them, with it.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So thank you for that. But that's like a huge point too. Like, thank you for teaching all of us about these things.
You're very welcome. And I can't say the exact date, but very, very soon I'm going to be paying. Let me say this again. Clip this. I'm going to be paying people every week. That's a little Easter egg you get. Every week. Thousands of dollars. It's going to be pull up or shut up. This is going to be the biggest gift you have ever seen. I'm the giving tree of crypto in 2.0 after Richard Hart. Validity. Hater talk shit, we take action. We're on the field. I am very busy. I feel bad. I'm not as reachable as before, but we're just in so many places right now. Yeah. But all that's going to come to fruition and by 2022. It's going to be like, damn, that's what these people were doing. So stay the course. Don't get swayed. Do your math. Preserve your t-shirts. Onboard family, friends. Show them the vision. Big pictures. This is what we're here.
And yeah, I mean, onboarding is such a valuable thing. When people want the price to go up, that's how it happens, is by people buying and not selling. And I know that I did the math myself. And if only each staker in Hex onboarded 4 people, Hex would be more viral than most communicable diseases, such as the ones we don't talk about on YouTube. So that's all it takes when you're, when you're looking at like the rho coefficient or whatever, right? The math is behind actual virality. And so when I do YouTube polls and I find out that this audience, the best audience in crypto, over 50% or about 50% of people are onboarding 4 or more people, that's incredible to me. And it tells me that it's only a matter of time before we really start to take off. I mean, we reviewed last week those TikTok videos. Each person is going to have some reason that they hear about Hex. I'm going to be doing a stream with Crypto Heartbeat here coming up soon. And this is, somebody who's been putting out great content on Hex and Pulse. He says that he heard about Hex in the middle of the night on his local cable channel because some Hexican paid to do an onboarding ad that was like terrible. Nice. And he just wanted to see. And it was like, do you want to be a billionaire? Buy Hex, go to hex.com. And like, he just thought it was so outlandish that he followed it in the middle of the night. And here he is making content now. Like,
there you go. Sometimes you gotta be cheesy, right? Again, this is marketing 101. It's marketing 101. You're learning sales. Your number one enemy is obscurity. If I do not know you, I cannot flow you, right? If you want to sound cool, or I cannot, connect with you, interact with you, transact with you. You see this person, you see this pretty girl. If you don't go say hi, it ain't gonna work. You can wishful think all you want into your mind or how you're gonna virtually send her signal. It's just not gonna work. At some point, you need to move your feet, get there. Hi, my name is Karim, right? You gotta go there. You gotta take actions. And that's what this is about. Visibility comes from being in front of people. Sandy say, I'm shy. Come in here with me. I'll unshy you real quick.
Oh, you were so much fun at that club. I was like, you don't like shuffle over. You're like, you glide.
There you go.
That was fun. Yeah.
if you
how I do that.
genuinely believe in what you're doing, and you know you're not hurting people, and you are literally providing them with one of the best opportunity of a lifetime, literally, because that's where validity comes in, right?
Mm-hmm.
My belief is so strong because I really believe what I'm doing, and I don't have, like, you know what I mean, say one thing, do the opposite, right?
Yeah.
And this is where the confidence comes from, and it's consistent, and over time it just spread to other people too. So you build it, you stay around the people, you provide the value, you provide the knowledge, you answer the questions, and more importantly, you do what you said you're going to do. That's the key. And then after that, universe is going to get out your way.
Yeah.
Oh, nice, Maddie. What poll is this?
Got the results here. I asked people 2 days ago, what content do you want the most? Hex, Pulse, or other? And it looks pretty split, which is great. That's what we want to see. Then here's this extremely complicated question about whether people sacrificed and what they're going to do after the launch. People who didn't sack and want to buy Pulse, people who didn't sack and are buying Hex now to convert to Pulse, both 5% each. Sacrificed and wants to buy more Pulse, 44%. Sacrificed and waiting for liquid loans to never sell, 38%. Sacrificed and plan to dump on the market, 8%. Those numbers are impressive. I know it's only 860 people, but that's a lot of people. And that's what they're saying. So it's interesting to me.
Hey, we wish them all the best, right? The point is, those with the bigger long-term time preference will do the most. So
we got cold shower believers.
Hey, nice.
We already reviewed
me
those
too.
statistics.
The cold showers are like, whoa.
Right. Lindsay, speak on that.
Man. So I do that. I grew up in like the northwestern part of New York, and it's cold and it's dark. So seasonal depression disorder is like huge out there. Everybody's on, like, not everybody, like that's I can't speak for everybody, but Synthroid's like really big in the area, like a lazy thyroid, those like things are, everything like that's connected. So anyway, so for me, when I get in those moods where I'm like, I don't know what that is, I can't identify that feeling, I jump in a cold shower. I use the Mel Robbins technique, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I don't even give myself a second.
I like your sound effects. So cool.
I get zippy. I'm like, ooh, pink thing.
Go.
Like, probably a spazzier Elaine from Seinfeld or something.
There you go. Because you're bracing for impact. You're getting in the mood, and boom.
Yes. Yeah.
Right? More like this lady, I forget her name. Her name escaping my brain right now, but she had this famous book that I watched on a podcast once. I think it was in Impact Theory, but basically it's like the 5-second rule. So it's basically what you're describing. Powerful. You know what I mean? And imagine you do this repetition over many, many years. Oh man, the muscle memory that you build, and it's a tool to build courage too. You realize that, oh wow, I've done it, and I do it again, and then you build courage, and then what seems to be impossible is like, oh, no big deal. Even if you start with, 10 seconds, 15 seconds, like I told people in the beginning, do your shower the regular way, right? I don't want anybody to be sick or get into shock. But by the time you're done, you brace for impact, you brace mentally, and boom. And then after a while, as you develop, like Maddie and some other people like myself, next you can do it for like 45 seconds or a minute. You know what I mean? It just becomes, but everybody had to start somewhere, right? We had to start with like, oh shit, I don't want to do this. And then, oh, well, okay, let me do it for 10 seconds. See how it feels. And then boom, and then increase from there. And then you build your tolerance, you build the muscle, like anything. Personal development, public speaking, whatever fear that you have. First time you learn how to swim, for those of you, who remember those days.
And I like that we tie this into Quant Gang and to Hex, because really it's, to me, an incredible opportunity for people to pair the two, right? And to be thinking in real life about the personal development tips that they've learned on this channel, and to relate that to how that relates to Hex. then that allows people to go speak their truth and to get these network effects that we're looking for in onboarding, right? When I used to work in substance abuse therapy and try to take people who are court ordered and try to motivate them to want to quit drugs, which is something that they definitely want to do when they're not ready to quit yet. The method that I used was recommending omega-369, because I knew if I could give somebody something that was easy enough, at least much easier than changing your people, places, and things, but in fact, just doing one simple behavior each day to take omega-3 to improve their prefrontal cortex, then that would turn them into a more effective problem solver, but it would also give them contact with success. And the shower intervention actually is much more accessible to most people as an opportunity for people to experience success. And that is to wake up your brain, to shock your system, right? And to feel like you have more control over your mind and your body and your mood when you are putting yourself into that type of a cold shower situation, and with the goal of mental clarity or whatever it is. And so that's why I really like these associations that get created with between healthy behaviors and the Hex community.
It's a beautiful thing. Like I feel like that's where, if I'm not mistaken, where a lot of the Hexicans came from originally, was like from watching his like videos that he came out with for like self-help things. What a beautiful place to stem from, and then to share it with others. Like that is the message to like get out there. Like, how do you be the best you? You invest in yourself. You invest in your health, and therefore you're investing in your wealth. It's that simple. And if you're not already invested in your wealth, then you got to start somewhere.
Absolutely. So,
like, what a great thing! Like that shower moment, getting in that cold water. I think about it like, how much better do you feel if after you just cannonball into that pool? Like sometimes that's scary. Or have you ever been cliff diving in Jamaica?
Nice.
I have not.
Oh,
I jumped off of a cliff.
Oh, we should do a meetup there when it's safe.
Yeah.
We got to do a meetup there. That'd be so fun, because I've never done it either. And the thought of it petrifies me, which makes me say like, okay, that's not like, I know that they would never take us to a place that was unsafe. So therefore that fear is like maybe somewhat irrational, but let's go test the waters and see how far I can get. That's that cold shower moment for me. Like, get in there, get it done, reset. It's a hard reset, because when you're in that cold water, you can't think of anything else other than, it is so cold in here. I can make it 2 more seconds, but you're like, what are you talking about? Are you talking yourself up? Like, yeah, you got this. Okay, 1 more second. 2 more seconds, you've got this. Like, what does that voice in your head sound like? Is it positive? Are you praising yourself? Are you motivating yourself when you're doing this as a positive activity? Or are you going like, oh, I've been doing this is freezing, and tensing yourself up? So it's a different experience for everybody. But if you let that flow just take it over and embrace the cold, as soon as you embrace it, it's like the best feeling. And then you're like, oh shoot, I gotta get out because this is actually pretty cold.
You get a rush of energy. I think the thing that I like the most is that, how to say this, for lack of a better word, it makes me feel alive. Like all these senses are on. It's like, and then that's why I said earlier, and I've said it last couple of weeks, that's why my chant is so powerful. So affirmation, positive, strong, tense. I'm in my house. I can yell as much as I want. I'm alive. I'm alert, and I feel great. I yell that in the shower, and I feel motivated. I feel like I'm a Spartan almost. You know what I mean? And I can see like the jiggling feeling in my arms and stuff. So it's just like, man, it's better than coffee. That's why I don't drink coffee. It's just like, you're wired, you're up, you're awake, you're ready to go tackle the day. And when you get out, you feel fresh, ready to go. Instead of like super hot shower, especially in the cold. You're half awake. By the time you're done, you're still sleepy. You're like, oh, what's going on? And then you're gonna go pound on that coffee or whoever else, and then you're like, you haven't even started your day, so to speak. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You haven't even started your day. You're shutting down already.
And some people aren't seeing how this relates, right? But the idea here is that when you can get into somebody's daily routine, right, and give them the tools that they need behaviorally in order to make their lives better, then those are the same type of people that you want in your crypto community, who are they're walking the walk and talking the talk when it comes to being a long-term thinker. And we eventually will run out of long-term thinkers if we don't mint our own and have advanced methods for that. And so while there are lots of sales tactics that are nefarious, right? Hexicans are so good that we can come up with ones that leave, our audience not only unaffected, but improved, right? By our methods. And
remember,
so,
Maddie, there's the crook and there's the professionals, right? That's the difference. And the time will always separate both. And at the end of the day, we'll know, who was telling the truth, who was right, who was the most consistent. Again, that's why I dropped those gems based on how to spot the difference between the two. People who are kind of like leaf in the wind, you know what I mean? When everything's great, they're here. When something switched, they know where to be found, or they switch their tune, or this and that. Like, people go on Twitter and talking nonsense, And ultimately, not only we're staying the course, we're bettering our people, we're bettering ourselves, and we're bettering our community. Shout out to Hex Monkey in the chat. That Wim Hof breathing techniques, similar to that. High energy, like imagining somebody like that, how many years of practice of walking the walk he had to do, to a point where, he could be Siberia, and the next he's gonna be jumping, half naked under some water out there, you know what I mean? But it just showed the power of the mind and the power of what you can achieve with repetition, building your mental fortitude. It's kind of the reason why some people do some of those extreme sports, if you think about it, like skydiving, body jumping, like it's things that makes you alive and you overcome yourself or what you thought was impossible.
Shout out to Dante in the chat. You guys are lucky to get the airdrop. I do have a good story about SHIB way back then. And today I can buy 6 million hex.
Bang, bang. Turn that into a money printer, brother. Good job. That's awesome.
Awesome. I hope you use somebody's Staker app referral.
There you go.
Yeah.
What's smart about that is that you didn't get caught up in the nonsense. You know what's the most valuable thing versus the least valuable thing. So at least that, you worked hard, now you can turn into a productive asset. So that's awesome. And before the rate goes too much against you and you get your copy too. Good job.
Yeah, so smart to turn those things, so smart to turn that into an asset. That's smart.
I got a friend just like that, you know what I mean? For the life of me, I don't understand why he's doing the gambling thing, but that's his addiction to the gems, right? That's what they call it.
Yeah.
But he's been lucky. He's been lucky at it, and then he increases his hex stack like that. So hey, more power to you. I can never promote that because again, I'm very, very aware of people that listen to me, my audience. So we're stakers, because the moment you say, oh, this, that, somebody is gonna go degen and then lose all his money, and then he's gonna come back and cry. So it's just like no. In the balance of probability, do what makes the most, because those who are staked, man. Last 30 days, last 50 days, we just getting paid. We just getting paid all day, every day, like clockwork. So,
yeah, I mean, to watch those numbers go up is like, you're still, when you're staked and you've been in it for a while, speaking, it's like, guys, do you remember? I sometimes look around, I'm like, do you remember when it was 16 cents? And we were like, wow, like it's 16 cents. Yes. Like,
Yeah.
Somebody retweeted one of my old tweet. I think that was a key. I think 2 days ago, and it was amazing. Like the first time we broke the dime, and I mean, and that was like back in, I think, in the July, I think. So it's just like we're still well above that, and then we're back to almost 20 cents. So it's just like, again, perspective. You know what I mean? Now I get it. Again, I've said it many times. It's the new people. It's the people that bought at 38 cents, or the people that just got in that. Those are the ones that I really address. That I want to make sure they don't get victim to the FUD, and that's what I go above and beyond. And I go to the chat and I talk to people, and because I'm very well. Again, there's just trading chat. There's 8,000 people. Main chat, there is like 38,000, 36 or 38,000. Pulse chain, 51,000. So you always gotta be mindful of who's in the room. The OGs are cool. The true Hexicans are cool. The Quant gang crew every week. Shout out to you guys. Always here. I'm not worried about you guys. You guys know what's up. You know
Exactly.
what I mean?
That is such an important point. And I kind of want to rant and rave a little bit about that, because if you're out there building a YouTube channel and you're using all these tactics to like get people, to get excited because the price went up a little bit or something like that, right? Like if you haven't prepared your audience for long-term thinking, then don't get mad at your audience when they're mad at you because the price is so volatile, right? Like this channel is kind of rare in the sense that I haven't tried to attract a bunch of people who are short-term thinking, and maybe at some point we will, right? Like try to convert that audience. But the people who watch this show, just because it's so long, are people who are patient, people who have been watching for 42 weeks, they're staked, and we don't have any apologies to give. Like we don't, like sometimes we're right, sometimes we're wrong. But you could just tell right from our attitudes that we feel good about the content we've put out so far. And I would encourage other, especially broadcasters and members of the community, like now is the time to send your favorite YouTuber like a message thanking them. I'm not talking about me. I've gotten plenty, but like to the other YouTubers, some of them are stressed out. And that's because they have people who are fudding them out in their channels. And sometimes we listen to it. Sometimes we're so concerned, right, that we can get concern trolled, or that we can forget that we can still be confident in our long-term message because we've been through these ups and downs so often. And we know that without low liquidity, we can't blast higher. And so low liquidity in this case, it is our friend. At the same time, it's a liability in the sense that it's going to point out who's short-term thinking and who's long-term thinking. And we're going to get a chance to educate people on that as long as we're patient with them. So let's be patient with the people who are being impatient, right? And model the behavior we want to see. And, if you're somebody who's like living off your interest, like it's okay, like it's okay if you sell. And I loved the sticker guy's attitude yesterday in my interview with him, because he was saying how much he doesn't care what the price does. If the price goes, and he bought at the top, he bought above 40 cents. And right now he's down 50%, just like I was in my early days. And he doesn't feel bad at all. He feels better than I did. And he's excited.
Yeah, I was down. Fun fact, I was down 80% at some point. But the thing is, the funny thing is, A, I was salivating. B, I knew, I'd done my math. I knew what I was doing, and I knew I was getting into. But like the story, for those who didn't watch that stream, this is actually how I became a super shark, because I was able to double. That's where I literally went and took all the money I had, literally borrowed money even. But I took the 401k money out, and then boom. Because again, I was able to get more for less, and catch up the fact that I was after that, that big pump from the Godwell. And even after that 80% retracement, I was still not at the point where the Godwell pump started. The same way we put in perspective where people say, oh, this and that. We're still 18, 20 cents. We're not at 10 cents. We're not at 8 cents. We're not at, when we begin the sacrifice phase at the time. So we're still way above that.
And maybe we will be. People are saying that there's a huge buy wall at 6 cents. Like,
yeah, either or, whatever might be. The point is that it's all about It's all about perspective. And if you have long-time preferences, because some people were complaining about how the price is too high, they can accumulate as much as they wanted to. I said it many times. If you're not at your T-share count that you want to be, especially pre-snapshot, this is a blessing in disguise because you get to buy more to accumulate to set up your T-share count for the long term. If you always stay consistent, you always preach long term, delayed gratification, right? T-share preservation, true accumulation never end. This is your new 401k for the long term. This is not like quit your job, see you later, bye-bye. No, nobody delay gratification the way I do it. I dare anybody. It's not even close. Maddie knows. It's out of this world.
It's out of this
not
world.
To brag. It's not to brag. It's to show you that this is where my strength comes from. I can look anybody in the eyes and say, this is what I'm doing. It's consistent. It's because I have the receipts. I can prove it. I love being productive. I love helping people. I know this works. This is the single most powerful thing you can do in your life to build wealth. And it's so simple, so powerful. Every mega successful people use it. But again, this is the trick. This is where the wisdom comes in. It's easy to do. It's easy not to do. Because it's not going to yell at you. It's not going to tell you, hey, wake up today, do this, do that. It's just going to be there. Are you going to do it or you're not going to do it? You go to my Twitter profile, I leave that thing there for a reason. He who understands it earns it. He who does not pays it. It's as simple as that. I need you guys to understand that. It's so important. And shout out
I can offer an opposing view, and Lindsay can break the tie. I am not as confident as Karim was in Hex in the early days. And to me, when I bought the 80% dip in the beginning, it hurt. Okay. I did not feel good about it. When I send money to my future self, I don't feel good afterwards. I feel bad because I know I'm delaying gratification. And it's really interesting because I know I'm not the only person who feels bad when I delay gratification and when I buy the dip, but I know that a lot of people feel great when they do it. So Lindsay, how is it for you?
Well, I used to have a hard time with it because I need it right now. Like I'm in a like that, like, I have bills, but it's like, I'm like, okay, it's ridiculous not to, because like I have come to a place where I've been able to manage myself into a good spot financially and emotionally and mentally with my wealth. So I can feel that where it's like hard to let go of it. So every time I have a hard time letting go of my money, because what is money? Money at the end of the day, whether it's cryptocurrency, it's whatever, the paper bill, it's just an exchange of energy for goods and services. So it only has the power that you give it. Okay. So do you give it kind words like, oh, I'm so excited to be like, I'm paying my future self. Like, oh, hold on one second. And then I go fantasy shopping and I go in there and I'm like, ooh, that would look really good on me. And that's what I'm getting when I cash out my, when I get my ladder, and it's like, so I reward myself by, because I'm in that age range where like instant gratification is still like, I can't really let all of that go. So just maybe 5% of that gets to fantasy shop for my future self. That's my instant gratification. So I reward myself in a positive way when I put money aside for my future self. And that makes it a lot easier. So rather than thinking like I'm missing out or I'm losing it, because I can't control that anyway. That's God's plan. So not mine.
That's a great description of your process.
Very well said. And Maddie, I think I see what's going on too, which is cool. Let me preface this because you both are absolutely right. The difference with me, and I truly believe everybody can get there. The difference with me is just I was like that, but 10 years prior. So let me explain. Because I've been disciplined for so long that I built the muscle memory to the point where I can see it from a mile away. Therefore, when I see it and I know what I'm buying, I know what I'm doing, that's why I feel excited about it. But in the early days, when I wanted to get the blings, kind of like give you the story about the car, how I waited 3 years even though I could buy it year one because I make sure I could afford it. So this is where I was disciplining myself. This is why I also say, not the same level as Richard, but I was doing okay in terms of my lifestyle, where I live, my friends that I had, the cool stuff that I bought. That was way before crypto. I was just looking for a vehicle to accelerate the wealth building while I'm doing what I love doing, which is being productive. Like I go crazy as much as I like to go to trip and vacation or whatever. I will go crazy if I go to vacation more than a month because I'll be like, what the fuck are we doing? Like I need to be productive. I need to do something. If I don't, then I go crazy, like something productive. So to me, when you add that, when you add the muscle memory, the discipline, plus being productive, paying my future self is like, wow, I can see the good that I can do in the world with that money in the years from now. I can delay gratification and feel good about myself. Like, oh, I didn't waste the money today. Oh, wow, I do what I said I'm gonna do. All those positive reinforcements. I can look people in the eyes and be like, hey, I didn't lie to you. Okay, I said I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. Like all those things actually provide different type of satisfaction, which are not monetary related, but the action of doing what I said I'm gonna do positively reinforce who I am as a human being, positively reinforce my identity, positively reinforce the thing that I said that I'm going to do to build that mental fortitude. Now you compound that over 5-10 years, that's where you get to a point where those 80% dips becomes like it's no big deal. So everybody is a normal human response if it's your first time, if you're not used to it. Like I joke about before when I say, hey, it feels weird because you were broke before. It feels weird because you never knew how to build wealth before. That's why it's a foreign concept to you until you start doing it over and over, getting the results. And then you're like, oh, wow, this shit actually works. Oh, wow, it's no longer a foreign concept anymore, right? And everybody has experienced that to a little bit lesser degree. If you've been in Hex and you've been staked and you went past 3-6 months, you start to see those transition. You start to calm down a little bit. You start to realize that, oh, wow, I was in this, not said toxic, but I was in this addiction called instant gratification. I thought I was delaying gratification, but I didn't even know what the word even meant until, quote unquote, hardships or stuff comes your way. And then you say, no, I'm not going to touch it. I said, I won't do it because it's a, like the little girl said, it's a promise that you made to yourself and you keep that promise and you'll feel good. For you, if for nobody else, for you.
And that's where the fiat system really fails people, is because it makes it rational to spend money instead of saving money. I was at the bank today and I overheard a conversation between a banker that I know and somebody on the phone, and they were trying to explain what their CD policy was. It sounded ludicrous. Like, yeah, you're not, like, basically if you lock up your money for 5 years, then you're not going to lose your principal or anything. It's like, it's so backwards from Hex. It doesn't save you from yourself and it doesn't pay high interest. Like, and people are still on the phone for like so long talking about it, interested, finding out more. Like, people need Hex, right? Because they need a mechanism to save and feel good about themselves, like Karim is describing here. Delaying gratification, it's not just something that happens because you are a good person or a bad person. It happens because your monetary environment incentivizes you to do what you're going to do. And that's where the game theory of like Hex and the game theory of real life legacy systems, like that's where they overlap, is this idea of what is your money like causing you to do. And in the legacy system, it grinds my gears how economists can win the Nobel Prize for saying that people suck at saving for their future. And their solution is for people to give up control of their money to centralized pension funds who are just going to rob them even more blind that inflation is robbing them. So like their judgment that people are bad at saving for the future ignores how rational it is, if the price of everything is going up, for you to spend money now before you, basically so you can protect your purchasing power. But it's assets like Hex specifically that create digital scarcity in a way that no one has seen before, where it's directly tied to the function of storing value over time, even better than Bitcoin is, right? It's incentivizing people to save and pay their future self instead of borrowing from their future self. And I think that that's going to give people like the self-esteem boost that they need in order to like be kind to their neighbor, and in order to build the types of products that the world needs to like make the world a better place, instead of just, you know, robbing from each other, you know, stealing time, stealing money through
because again,
inflation,
that's what trading is, right? You're
like,
taking
who
from
gets
one
the money
another.
first.
It's a zero-sum game. You know, instead of creating positive feedback loop, you're creating negative feedback loop. You know what I mean? And sometimes people need to do it long enough to get that mental shift to realize what is actually happening. Because again, this is what pays you. This is what time monetization is. Because you're able to go to all those things and, you know, this little emotional roller coaster. But the beauty is because you're staked, so that protects you from yourself, and you're monetizing time. And by the time you get to a point where you're trained enough, being staked is just a perks of just the monetization. But even if you weren't staked, you build enough tolerance that you can just be chill. You know, what is it that they do with is it horses or something that they train them? They put the thing against the paw, and then after a while they can just take the thing off. It will just know how to just stand still. Forget what that method is called, but it's the same thing, you know. And a quick shout out to people in the chat, because there's some great comments that I missed earlier. I wanted to say, you know, Tom Fitch, he says, yes, thank you, Karim. I bought at 42 cents and have been working really hard. I keeping my composure. Thank God I am all staked. See, that's the key. That's the power of staking. And meanwhile, you're not being swayed. You're not listening to the nonsense of, you know, the FutureUs or the people creating FUD for no reason. You're not dealing with crazy gas fees and all this other stuff. You just chill. And then you start to see, like Neo in the Matrix, you start to see how your emotion can play games with you. Because next thing you know, when the price goes back up, it's like all those emotion that was like, oh my God, it's the end of the way, it's all going away and everything is great.
Richard, do you think the Matrix will allow you to release crypto code that is superior to that of Bitcoin and gives decentralized financial freedom to all? What? You already released it? Oh, we better stop gatekeeping. Congrats on 100,000 Twitter subs.
My man, I keep forgetting to the M word.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with saying the M word.
Yeah. Hey, you know what's hilarious? Because that's actually what I meant. Yeah, Lindsay, that's your first time. Yeah, it's funny. It was the right time. And then shout out to Richard. He's at 127,000 now. He's funny. It was just not long ago. It was 100K. Now, yeah, 127,000.
Wow, that shows you how fast it grows.
Which is pretty awesome. But yeah, you're seeing the M, you see what's going on, and then now you realize how, in a funny way, your emotion can play tricks on you. And then you'll be like, yeah, not again. Because now I'm in control. Because, you know, being a human being is being a human being, but there's ways you can create systems to protect yourself, even from yourself. And you don't get polarized. You get to see the shenanigans from a mile away before they even happen. Because now you're cool, calm, collected. You didn't lose your composure. So again, shout out, you know, to that really, really nice comment from Tom Finch. And then also what Mr. Hex said after that, which makes sense. If you remember the days of Big Payday, you know, when the price was doing its thing, we're all laughing, celebrating, because again, we've done the math. We know what we're holding. And now those are now called Genesis T-shirt for a reason. But again, it's the same foresight. We're going to have another epoch, which is pre-snapshot. Those who get their copy, those who, you know, not panicking for no reason. And again, I get it. You're a human being, you got emotion. That's what staking is there for you. So now you got no excuse, because you have the tool to protect yourself from yourself. And as you do it over and over, you're going to get to a point where the tool is just going to be here for you to monetize time, but not going to be there for like, oh my God, I can't be trusted with myself. You know, it's like first time you learn how to ride a bike. First, you got to roll with the training wheels. It is what it is. Be honest with yourself. Be staked so you can protect yourself from yourself. And then after a while, you can take off the training wheels. You know, you're still going to be staked because you're going to monetize time, but you realize that, yeah, I'm just stake, get my interest, leave off that, restake, go live my best life. And that's what.
So Lindsay, how long have you been in Hex?
I got into Hex in February of 2021. So
Nice, congrats.
Thank you. Yes.
And how did you find out about Hex?
I was given Hex by a loved one, and I was in a situation where I just didn't really understand it, but I knew it had value. And the more I started like watching streams and, you know, like utilizing these free resources in the community, and then going out to Vegas and meeting everybody out there and getting involved in the community with like meeting T Money and Barry and like Patrick and Alan, like meeting these guys that were like, now they're coming out and coming to the community to see everybody. Yes. And you guys are bringing, and like you're coming out, and you guys have been out in the community too, and you're bringing this awesome tool with you. The like Hex is not just coin. It's not just a product. It's not just like a fad. It's not something that it's like, okay, I mean, if you want to get in here and pack my bags and be impatient, huff off, like, bye, thanks, I appreciate you, see ya.
Right.
I mean,
community, I guess.
I mean, it's like people like, it's like people out the door, like, okay, but like, stay, because it's more than just like what you're getting monetarily. That's like a cherry on top. What comes with it is like knowing that you're not the only one that's freaking out that you bought it at 43 cents and now it's down to, I haven't looked in the last like hour, but I'm not worried about it. So I don't check it daily, hourly, because I'm secure with my bags and how they're packed. Like I am staked. I'm like diamond hands. And
nice.
It's like, that's like where, like, you know, that's, let it be. The more control you try to take, the less you actually have. So just let it go and don't put more, and that's what I tell my clients, like, don't invest more than you're willing to lose, because you're going to get excited about this when it starts to just really rocket off. And you're going to be really sad that you waited, because I gave you the keys and maybe it just wasn't your time. So like, you know, it's like, I want to get people in and get them excited. It's like, that's, you know, why we're looking for, like, I'm looking for donors or sponsors to like onboard, you know, the little guys. I want to bring in like some shrimpies and stuff.
Hell yeah.
You know,
and one more thing which is important is that to what you were saying, but just to bring it a little bit more like in financial term, is do not confuse investment money with like rent money. See, because that's the common mistake people do, because it's not so much about the whole, you know, what you can afford to lose, this and that. Because again, we're in the highest appreciated assets in the history of the world, period, point blank. Let alone Hex, which is one of the fastest horse in terms of how fast he went to 10,000 X in under 2 years.
I thought you put your rent money in Hex.
I'm sorry?
I thought you put your rent money in Hex.
Yeah, I put my own money in, yeah.
But
what I'm saying is that because the whole saying of the what you can afford to lose type of thing is also really geared to like, if you start putting money in that you need like next week, because now, number one, you're not monetizing time because your time preference is too short. Number two, let's say you get a little bit of percentage up, but big deal. We're in crypto for excess. We're not in crypto for just like 10%, 20%. So once people shift their mindset to like, hey, everything that I'm putting away, I basically don't need it. You know, when I took my money out, when I talk about, you know, taking a loan for myself, whatever, 401k, again, it's 401k. I'm 31 years old. I'm not supposed to touch this money until I'm 65, which means it's money I would have never be able to access anyway, because it's supposed to be for quote unquote retirement. Haha, what a joke, right? So the lifestyle doesn't change because it's money I don't need today. And because like I said earlier, I like to be productive and like to keep working, I'm generating money every month on top of my stakes and stuff. This is why, again, I keep accumulating all the time, because it's money I don't need. And I don't mind, you know, continue to be productive. I came up with a new term over the weekend. It's funny, Manny. You know how we do like the dollar cost averaging and then the staking ladder, right? I'm like so productive in the workforce. Like now I look at it like, how am I gonna ladder out of the workforce? You know what I mean? So it's just more like, instead of worrying about like, hey, do this and then stop working, no, I'll go crazy. It's like I keep working like crazy because I love being productive. And then the laddering out is just how heavy I do my work. Does that make sense? So I'm always accumulating, always in 50-year stakes, but I'm thinking about laddering out the efforts of me just working like crazy. Like, all right, cool. First 5 years, we're doing a 100-hour work week because I love doing that. And then after that, year 8, year 10, maybe we start doing, you know, 80 hours, 60 hours, 50 hours, 40 hours. And then that's how I ladder out.
I love it.
I ladder out productivity. I don't ladder out.
Karim, are you single?
Yes.
So ladies that are out there on the Hexican channel right now listening, or like, you know, the Hexican men out there who know women that need to meet a nice and a good man. Did you hear Karim? He just said he's a gatherer. He's a hunter and he gathers. He is like, that's the one you want for evolution, ladies. That's so like
Maddie's out there trying to pimp me out.
But like honestly, like for you to be able to do that and delayed gratification and share that with this audience is such a gift for everybody. That's so cool.
God bless. Thank you. And again, it's because I have seen it work for me once again. So this is where the attitude of gratitude really kicks in, because I've been fortunate where, you know, fortunate meaning whatever trial tribulation that I've been through my life, I look at it like, what can I learn from it, right? I look at it like a positive things in order to turn into something productive. And because I wouldn't say that I grew up super poor, you know, because I'm finding a way to get to the United States, which is very expensive. But I've had moments where it's just like, whoa. But then those same teachings that I'm telling people is what allowed me to get outside my hole, so to speak. You know what I mean? I delayed gratification. I invest in myself. I did personal development. I went to seminars. I learned about sales. I learned about, you know, went door to door, all the things that you can think of. I've done pretty much all the jobs. But that's what got me to where I needed to be, to then continue to double down, invest in myself, get the knowledge, to then, you know, get the high paying job, so to speak, to then, you know, change my lifestyle, help my family, get a nice place, get a nice car, all the stuff before crypto, because I learned all those valuable lessons. That's what I tell people, like, don't neglect what you have, because there's people that have to work their entire life just to earn the kind of money you can earn in crypto. And I'm not saying that to look down on those people. I'm just saying that to make you realize that you can get the money, that's one thing, but make sure you get the character along the way, because the work needs to be done. That is not something that you can half-fast. This is why I'm doubling down, because I'm like, well, I'm getting all this money. What can I do? How can I become the person that deserves this money? Does that make sense?
And that's why the Quant Gang dating app is coming to you soon in 2022.
No way, are you serious? That's so fun.
We're joking, but
I'm Maddie. You'd be surprised.
This is how great ideas are born.
Somebody's gonna build it.
Supposed to get more ladies out to Vegas.
Oh my goodness! Yes, somebody's gonna build it. I can feel it, and it's gonna start matching people based on T-shirt accounts, Maddie.
Somebody said steak and date.
Oh my god, man, my T-shirt account. That would be interesting.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
Steak and chill. Steak, date, and chill. Wait,
I love that.
The new hashtag going viral on Twitter.
Hashtag steak and date.
So let's keep building up the hype around the Quant Gang dating app 2022. And then
Okay.
I want to find out what Lindsay's staking ladder looks like, or what her strategy is, what she recommends to people. And then maybe we can do a speed round where we're all saying one thing quickly, go around the room that we think is bullish about Hex, and see how many rounds we can do.
Challenge accepted. Okay.
So Lindsay, what is your staking strategy, or what you recommend for people?
So for that depends on what they're looking for. So if, for example, my youngest on board is 5 years old and she's fancy. She was gifted a large sum of money. So what I did was I staked her away for the max and locked it away with nothing. And so she won't even know what's coming her way when she's 20. Yeah. So that's super exciting. I'm so excited for her. But that's where that comes into fostering and teaching and using Hex as a tool to educate our communities, who can therefore educate their children that they have direct contact with, because the lack of financial education in public schools is like, what? Like, that's why we're like scared that we're losing money right now, because like if you spend, like Karim was saying, like if you spend your rent money where you're like, I don't have my rent, you should have your rent paid like 6 months ahead of time. And then you can have like ABC money in your bank. Like these are things that are important to like teach our kids. So like depends on what I'm doing with them. 5, like max lock away. And then I have friends that are like, okay, we have 1,000 max to invest right now, and we'll see where it goes. And I'm like, well, okay, there's 2 things. And so that goes into that speak. And then, like there's 2 things you can do. You can like wait on it and then miss an opportunity and then buy it at a higher price, which is fine because you'll still get it. You're just going to pay more than what you wanted to or what you could have at the time. But that's like your decision. So, who am I to tell you what to do? I'm only the boss at home. So I get them to lock that away for 15 and then pay them out. Like I really try to set them back for 2 years, like their first payout 2 years, because in that 2 years you get to watch it grow patiently, and that teaches you a lot in the meantime. So it's more than just like, it's all encompassing, which is why this product is so awesome, period. So,
bang, bang.
Yeah, it's like usually where I stick in my comfort zone with like the clients that I'm dealing with right now. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very well said. Yeah. Mr. X said, we're producing Hex trust fund babies.
I mean,
with the new one added that we'll make sure, again, like my dad did to me, thank God, is like, the character building. Because some of those, trust me, I've seen them. I went to school, some of them, it's bad. It's bad. They just fucking don't even know where the money even come from, what's going on, how to build it, how to keep it, how to respect it. You know what I mean? Knowing how to spend it. And that's I think the beauty with Hex, because you're not just making money, but you learn about financial literacy, which I think is equally as important. And if you start at a young age, which is really, really cool, and you get to see the cool perks you're able to buy when you get older, that's the best advertisement interview you can ever give to the kids, because they can say, well, I've lived it. I've watched this thing grow while I was small. I didn't even care about it. I didn't even know that exists. Yet it is here today. I'm fast forwarding 15 years from now, and it's literally paying for my lifestyle. They're going to be so grateful. They're going to understand what it is. And they're not going to have problems doing staking ladders and restaking, whatever, because they see what it has done to them. The same way I'm able to be this strong today, because I've seen what those principles, that's the keyword, because Hex didn't exist back then, right? But I've seen what those principles of delayed gratification has done for me, has changed my life. That's a fact. Nobody can take that away from me. I have lived it. I have experienced it. I have learned from successful people that I've watched. I remember like some of the greatest channels on YouTube that I follow that have those principles, and I've watched them go from a few thousand subscribers to millions, right? I was one of the early subscribers, like for like Valuetainment, right? Patrick Bay David, Adding Value, great channel to be on YouTube for those who watch that. Grant Cardone from back in the day, when people call him crazy, now it's just like it's the Bible almost for sales. You know what I mean? Understanding, again, not underestimating, understanding the power of 10x, 10 times the thought, 10 times the action, not underestimating the amount of difficulty you have to face in order to reach your goal. So, but because you're so driven and you're so prepared, you delay gratification, and then by the time you start winning, you get that sense of absolute certainty that, you know, hater is going to misplace for like cockiness. It's just like, you know you belong because you're putting the work. When everybody is like chilling, not working, not watching, you're putting the work on the weekend when people don't even know you're working, to a point where sometimes, you know, it hurts. Sometimes I remember like family members calling you out like, hey, why you work so much? Why are you doing this, that? But they have no idea. And now when they see the success, they're like, oh, wow, that's what he was doing it for. So be able to go against the current, but understanding why you do what you do. And that's the key. And I think Hex it's an epiphany of that in the blockchain. When people think we're crazy, this, that, we're calling us names. But then the receipts are here. And next year, the bigger receipts are going to be there. And we're going to use that for the new person to realize, see what has happened? See what we went through? We're going to have a new, instead of Hex 2020, it'll be a Hex 2021 review. Make no mistake, this part is going to be on the clips. So we're just building content for the future. It's just amazing. And that's why I cannot miss a Quant game. As long as I'm not stuck in an airplane somewhere on the air, I will always be here. It's 10 a.m. right now. It's funny.
Wow.
So
it's an amazing thing when you have something that can teach our kids better. Not everybody, I mean, I hear that a lot in the crypto community, period, like all across the board. People saying, you know, I didn't come from money or I didn't come from wealth. No, a lot of us didn't. A lot of us came from like not like just like a comfortable family, you know, and not financially educated because things were comfortable. You know, like that's funny. Trust fund babies. That is true. Like you are like, you're gonna build a dating app. You gotta have like you're gonna have trust fund babies. How are you gonna raise them? Are you gonna raise them with an attitude of gratitude or an attitude of gratitude? Like what?
Oh, I like that. That's a cool catchphrase right there.
Hashtag
gratitude. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, my bad. Sorry, I misspoke. It is 7:20 a.m. Sorry, my phone got the two. It's 10 p.m. in the U.S. My computer is still U.S. time. But yeah, still we've been on since 5:30 a.m. So it's 7:20 right now. It's about 9 hours difference East Coast time. My bad, guys. Go ahead, Lindsay.
Oh man, it's like you just want to bring in better and do better, and that starts with having friendly conversations, not pushy conversations with people when you're onboarding. You want to, you know, what are they looking for? If you're coming at a point where like you're trying to sell it to them, like that gets weird with friends and family, but it gets weirder with people that aren't your clients. And I don't sell my clients Hex. They actually, a lot of them, that's how I meet them. I don't charge them for onboarding them through Hex because that's a gift. That's a gift that was given to me, and that's how I pay it forward. And so like for me, asking for like donations and of Hex and of ETH to a secure like private wallet for these events and not just events, like I travel a lot. So I'm meeting people all the time. And like, I drive like 8 hours a week. I'm driving all over the place and I'm meeting people. And so I'm coming in contact, and a lot of these people are saying like, yeah, I have like 500 I could do today, but then the gas fees are so high. It's like hard to get them right there. So I give them an incentive of, okay, well, like you can cover the gas fees and I'll give you 100 Hex. So, or like, but like for these events and stuff, we're looking to get so many numbers in, the donation rate would be a little lower, like 55.
So let's find out, viewers who want to donate to the Albany giveaway to onboard people, how would they do that?
I don't know where I'll post it. I'll probably post it on Twitter, where you can find the information for that. Cause I have to, I'm just starting to get, more of them. So I want to make sure that I have it all in like one place. Moving things, housekeeping. So I will get information to you guys on Twitter. It's, at Lindsay the Hexican.
Okay. Awesome.
Bang. And shout out to you for doing that. You know, that's important, you know, because you're incentivizing the right behavior. And that's what I do with people too. When I see them trying and doing the best they can, like, you know, I'll give them a smart wallet or I'll help them, you know, gas fee or whatever. Like I said, I'll remove the excuses, especially for those who really want to put in the work. So, and have that inspiration. And that's the one thing I'm excited about with Pulse Chain, because all those people, like you mentioned, with, you know, $200, $300, $400, $500, they're going to be able to really put that into work, because the fees are going to be pennies, to a point where people will be like, yeah, you know what, maybe that little, you know, coffee addiction that I have, you know, $10 a day, whatever it might be, boom. Next thing you know, that turns into a steak just for fun, because even $10 now is meaningful when you're on board and your gas fees, pennies, or fractions of pennies. So, which is pretty cool. I'm going to show you guys something real cool, just inspirational. I'm going to turn on the camera just a little bit, just to show you the beautiful sunrise, 7 a.m. Let me know if you can see. Can you see?
No.
Oh,
not yet.
I mean, you're shiny, but
hold on. Boom. What about now?
There it is.
Look at this. Beautiful Dubai, 7 a.m. Freaking insane.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Oh, too bad you're
no wind. It's just amazing.
Room.
And I've been up since what, 24 hours almost? So
that's all.
Look at that. It's so early. You see the little fog a little bit. We're so high and you're like almost next to the sky. So, and then
there's no dust storm this morning.
Yeah. So this is kind of like the downtown area. And then on the way back there is like what's called the marina. And then earlier today I was at the Palms area. So that's pretty dope. So yeah, bring in the receipts on Quant Gang all day, every day. So boom. Et voila. Now I'm switching back. Boom.
Well, now people are going to stop calling you a bot.
Yeah, right. I'm no longer a bot, so I'm getting back in the room now.
I'm a real boy.
Yes.
That's awesome.
I think
I'm a real boy.
Individualizing the right pitch for the right person, that's definitely something that when you're onboarding people one-on-one can be done. It was really interesting for me to see Abid and Patrick trying to develop what their pitch was going to be at these workshops. And I'm happy to report that the workshop that they did in Columbus was without a flaw. They nailed it. They do such a great job. I'm so impressed by their slideshow, how they both tag team to present, and then the stops where I've been able to go. I do like a 10-minute overview at the beginning, which kind of, in case people get lost, then they can at least know that they learned a few key points from me. But I got to see it through the eyes of more and more people as I went from St. Louis to Chicago to Columbus. And now I'm really confident, because I've invited people myself who had minimal to no crypto knowledge, and then people who are much more knowledgeable. And so I'm really excited to see that they have both blossomed even more than they already had blossomed, and they're just crushing it. And so shout out to them, to FreedomTV.info, to the entire team that's working on the road tour. They're making a documentary. They are putting out content on Instagram under Kryptosparbach. They have an amazing team. Yeah,
they really do. Follow them and get in touch with them and get involved and get excited. You know, this is legacy wealth building. This is be your own bank money. Like all these like fun tag phrases that people have come up with over time, like even such a short time too. But it's fun to like grow in that community. So bring people in, and there's no pressure to bring somebody to a meetup. Like if you want to turn it into a dating event, like do that too. But then there's also people that are coming that are like serious financial investors, and they want to know numbers, and they want to see like, why is this an investment? Then there's people like my mom that are like scared to put it into the unknown. So like it's such a great opportunity to bring all of those people in, and then you don't have to work as hard. It's creating efficiencies in our community, teaching people to teach people. You get financial advisors and investors and people that are number driven and worker bees, and they somehow catch the ears of those who are not so number minded and get them and spark their interest in it. So like that energy just kind of flows throughout these workshops that they're doing. It's so fun.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Can't wait to join the tour too. It's gonna be fun.
Are you coming to Albany?
Well, this is the thing. I would love to, honestly. No, my flight back is the 22nd, like literally the 22nd, and it's a 12-hour flight. And I'm going the other way. So, because right now I live fancy. Maddie, I live in the future right now from you guys.
You need your car.
So when you go right, which is east, it's like you're gaining time. When you go the other way, you're losing time. Plus the daylight saving switch. So it's a 12-hour flight just to get to New York, and I got to stop. So that's why I'm like, but I'm leaving on the 22nd. So I might not be there until the 23rd.
And if people want to find out who else is going to be there, all the YouTubers and superstars and OG Hexicans, you're going to go to t.me/US road trip.
Yep.
And you're going to RSVP at FreedomTV.info because this is what we need from you.
Yes. I will put that link on my Twitter like banner, wherever that goes on the profile thingy. I'll put the link there for it too. So, and please RSVP that in every city that you're in, and because it's really important for us to get like us as in, like they're out there doing the work and then coming to our cities and our communities and like welcome them. And so, for example, the night before the workshop, we're gonna have a meet and greet, like a little cocktail hour, something fun. And then the next day is the workshop. And then after the workshop, we're going to have a small like dinner to kind of like, talk more hacks and more community. So something like fun afterwards I've planned.
So I'll try my best to be there for sure. Because when I book my flight, because I time it for obviously the hometown for me, Boston workshop, which was 27. So I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be there, 22nd, 23rd, and blah blah blah. But then obviously, a couple of my good friends from Albany reached out, wanted me to be there. So, oh wow. So that's why, depending on the timing, maybe not 22nd, maybe 23rd, we'll see. No expectations, but I will do my expectations.
I love that.
I will do my
because
it's kind of funny in a way, because I thought they would go for like north to south, but it's weird because like Albany's kind of like west, so it's got Albany, then Boston, then down to New York. So that's why I was like, I think in my mind I was like, well, Boston, then Albany, and then but yeah, it's kind of funny.
Yeah, it'd be like a ping pong ball. Well, if you come into town,
they're coming from our ways, so because they're coming from Chicago area and stuff. So I guess pass by Albany first, then.
Yeah, well, if anybody needs help setting up like places to stay or like suggestions on areas and stuff too, you can DM me. I'm happy to help. Yeah, like get involved. Whales Vibra Finance CEO has a gift for you. I sent you a telegram of it. You can open it later, but you got to get here. So like get them excited, bring them into your community and like build it. And it, like that starts, like that buzz starts on the ground. And that's like the beauty of the direct, like that's the network effect.
Outreach, it's one of the best.
Yeah.
It's face to face. He has a personal touch to it. So people don't feel like, it's not just strangers. It's you taking care of your friends, your family, and whoever you're on board. Answer their questions. It's more fun like that. So
Yeah.
more warm welcoming to the community versus, hey, just do this by your own. You know what I mean?
It's but I mean it's fun to, like I love when people get creative with stuff like, you want to be a billionaire? Like, I mean, that's you know, that's the beauty of having so many different
Yeah. Hey, that's my goal.
yeah.
I'm sorry about it, right, man? so
Yeah.
we're doing it.
It's like I mean, it is direct. So
Yeah.
can't get better than that.
Here's the trade-off. You want to be a billionaire? Can you wait 15 years? That's it. Sign me up.
Sign me up. You got it.
My daily gratification is on point. So
That's
I mean, more people and live our best life.
and teaching that to people is important too. And I really didn't understand what, or like how good delaying gratification feels until I had to. I was forced to. I didn't have a choice. And then now I don't look at it that way. I look at it like, yes, I'm so excited. Like I'm putting that penny in the jar, like paying my bills. I say like, "Oop, there's plenty more where that came from," because I look in my sticker app and I see it, and I'm like, "There's plenty more
There
where
you
that."
go. That's awesome.
Hell yeah.
Shout out to Blaze in the chat. Just popped
What's
in.
up,
Good to
Blaze?
see you. What's up, Blaze? Boom,
Hey,
boom.
Blaze. Oh, I love your music. Oh,
I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a fan of her music as well.
I followed you. I think I followed. I hope I did. I have two like separate ones because I like didn't think about it, and I was going through and watching videos, and I'll be like, "Oh, morning stretching routine, like that's a good one." And then I'll like put it on there, and I forgot that they were all public view, and I'm like, "What have I been watching?" Nothing weird, just yoga stuff. But I feel like that's, you know, it's so fun to be here and to do these things and to talk about this stuff and be, you know, educational in a sense where, like, you know, you have people that do have that financial background and experience, and they come in and they talk the numbers, and this is why this makes sense. And so for people that like me that don't have that confidence in that yet, I will say that that's a good one. Like, until you get that confidence in yourself with looking at that and being like, oh, I understand what that means. If you have somebody who asks you that question, like, don't worry about that. Now I send them to the source because they deliver that message way better than I could. So, and then there's other things that are easier for me to translate to them. So it's all about using intuition with bringing new people into the community, like compliance, clarification, culture, and connection. Those are the 4 C's, and figure out what that means to you. And then you'll be able to see like what that means to others. Like, what do you want? Why do you want to invest in a Hex? Is kind of what I ask. It's actually exactly what I ask people that bring it to me. Well, why do you want to invest in it? If they're asking me about it. And if I'm bringing it to their attention, I say, well, why wouldn't you want to be your own bank someday? So yeah. So it's
That's a good hook.
Yeah, give them something to be curious about. Like, instead of being this like a salty sea captain, just be a sprinkle, because you look forward to those little sprinkles. But if you dump it on, it's too much. It's just too much. So.
Bang, bang. That's the key, you know?
Yeah.
And keep at it, stay consistent, and things always gets better over time. So that's why I'm very happy.
Yeah.
Now, are we going to do a speed round where we go around the room and give like the headline of all the things that make us so bullish on Hex in the long term?
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, and shout out to all the OGs that just joined the chat, you know. So perfect time. Maddie, go ahead.
Sure. So I love seeing so many new YouTubers pop up and instantly get 4,000 subscribers. That's super bullish to me. And I'm going to be having some of them on the show just because I'm so like inspired by them and what they're doing. So I'm going to have Crypto Panda on because I loved a video that he made recently. There was like 8 reasons why he loved Hexicans or why he would bet on them. And then also Crypto Heartbeat, and a couple others I've got that I'm lining up. Oh, and the Highest Mistakes people, they're going to do stream on here too.
Yeah, they're pretty cool for sure. And again, the cool thing about this YouTuber, to touch on that real quick, is that they're the next generation and they see the mission, they see the long-term view, and it's great community showing support, and it's great for them to, again, they got to go through a little bit of vetting period, because we got to be careful. Sometimes there's some undercover agents out there, you know what I mean? But once you pass that, then, people.
Oh, come on. Everybody says everybody's an undercover agent.
Yeah, right. But once the intentions are clear, and they have validity, then yeah, it's great. Great to see them spread the word. So, which is why it's awesome. For me, which quickly easy is, hey, we're past 70K stakers and growing. Again, our staker class is strong, and this is what makes me the most bullish, because with the recurring customers, we're here for the long term, staking average length, trending upwards. It's really awesome. So, but yeah, stake a class. That's for me. 70K and growing. Easy. Lindsay, you up?
It's bringing women into this community is like teaching them finances for independence is why I'm so bullish on Hex, because I can't possibly do that for everybody simultaneously, but the people who are open-minded to it in the first place will teach themselves how to delay their own gratification, to find their own sense of community. Like those things all come in together, and then it's like people don't even know what they have in their hands. So don't let it go. Don't let that go.
Good advice.
Nice. Idea.
Okay, what's another thing that makes me bullish on Hex? Well, obviously the fork that's coming up, but also in general, just airdrops galore. We're re-entering airdrop season. You're not going to be betting on airdrops like Motley and I did, because we're probably going to lose money in the end. But the point is, when people have been chasing airdrops months ago, and then those airdrops come in, I know what I did with my airdrop. I bought Hex.
Yeah, nice. As you should.
Because it's a savings account, right?
Yeah.
And whenever I get money that I wasn't planning on spending, then I don't have to worry. Like, I don't have to increase my budget. All I have to do is increase my savings.
Mm-hmm. Me, again, another one, very easy. Again, you got the copy around the corner. You got the great events around the corners. You know what I mean? I can't wait for the Hex anniversary. That's going to be awesome. Meeting some more Hexicans that I haven't seen in a while. So, I mean, I can go on and on, but there's so many. But just those three, just for now. Next round, I'll get you some more. But yeah, there's so many good bullish stuff.
I'm bullish on Hex because it brings people like into it's like bringing like people into a financial education system without shoving it down their throat. It's digestible. It's relatable. It's, I mean, if it's meant for you, you will be here. And like, it's, that's why, because it's relatable. It's easy to teach, it's very simple to, I mean, I guess it's not that simple. It's because it's so complex, like with it, like all encompassing, but as a product, it's really straightforward. So it makes it easy to get it out there in front of people.
Well, and being so early, I think we haven't developed, right, all of the ways that all the tools that we will have in the future to explain it. And the people who are specializing in Hex now are experts. And so that also kind of like, it's hard to take experts and have them give short answers to things and, kind of explain things succinctly.
That's why having a documentary is so clutch. Thanks for that.
And many documentaries. There's, I think, a mockumentary being made, which I decided not to be a part of. that's scammer expert guy on Twitter is like going around trying to get people to do interviews. But let's put that one aside and talk about Kryptosparbach, who's doing the US road tour. They're doing a documentary of their experience, which is going to include Albany and every other stop across the country. There's the big one, which is the Netflix style documentary Crew, that their team has already received 5 Emmys in the past. They are the ones that most people are talking about when they talk about a documentary.
Absolutely. And speaking of which, again, as you guys saw, week prior, they came to visit me, and that was pretty awesome. I feel humble, but I'm excited.
Say more about that.
Yeah, oh boy. Again, that's gonna be bullish on Seth, because I was just so excited. Maddie, imagine my normal excitement that you see. Imagine that times like 5.
Wow.
Because it was like the whole day, flying around. It was just great, and then just basically my routine, what I usually do. So it was pretty cool. And then I invited him to my house. I mean, my complex, OPSEC, right? Like Wells said, not to do, but at least the complex. And then we used the amenities and stuff, which was pretty cool. And I had that like really cool heart-to-heart conversation with my sister, which is cool. She kind of surprised me with some questions that I never thought she would ask. And it was just pretty cool. So it was just organic, really nice. Hope he makes it to the documentary, because I know there's a lot of content. But yeah, it was just great. A lot of bullish things. They take it very, very seriously. They're out there willing to travel, meet the people, you know what I mean, sharing the story. So I just know from that standpoint that the documentary is going to be a massive success, because it's genuine, for the people, by the people type of thing. So, which is what a documentary is supposed to be. So very, very excited about that. And it's beauty that we also do our live streaming and stuff. And those who know me knows that. Like, I'm the same, on, off camera, it doesn't matter. There's no two Karim, there's only one. So, you know what I mean? So all of you out there, right? All of you NFT people, it's one-on-one, okay? There's one-on-one, you can't copy that one. But yeah, very excited to see what's to come. And the next bullish thing related to that, this is my little baby. But yeah, the sticker app promotion that's coming.
I knew it.
Oh boy. I'm going to shove it down the hater's face. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. I'm very excited for that, because I've been working at it very hard. A couple of different things. And if it works out, hey, more to come. So possibly, no expectation, but possibly this month. We'll see. So right now we're on Pulse Chain. Yes. Because I want to make sure, obviously, in a good way, if we can get Pulse Chain, that would be great. Because for some people, for the fee, because it will really suck. Some of the guys really want to participate. Maddie, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be fucking good. It's gonna be so inclusive. It's gonna be great. But I want to make sure. Let's just put it this way. I would like the little guy to be able to participate in that too, and Pulse Chain lower fee will help towards that. That's my only hope in a way. But software is hard. Once again, people are working hard. It's not like they're delaying on purpose. They are working hard. So that's important to always keep in mind. I always say that. And this is why we master delayed gratification. So all you need to know is it will come. And when it will come, it's going to be amazing. And this is how, man of my word, all my turtles out there, squids and the crabs, this is going to be a tool that's going to help you build wealth faster. If you do what you're supposed to do, because again, we lead the horse to the water. I can't drink it for you. So you participate, you can potentially get paid. You don't, and have a nice day. That's it. That's all I'm going to say. But yeah, stay tuned for that. And yes, you will need a staker wallet. It's company funds, okay? So keeping it real. You that at least I can tell you that you need a small wallet to participate. But that's why we have dream accounts. It's supposed to be different. So, Maddie, what are you doing?
What? It's the list of what the leagues are, right?
Oh, yeah. We might add more. Oh, no, I'm not gonna. No Easter egg on that. But yeah, that's.
I mean, just to cover up that with something
that's
else.
The current list. Let's just
This
say
is before the Turtle League was invented. So this is out of date information. More better information is coming soon.
Nice. Maddie, shout out to you in the chat. Thanks, Maddie ALLin. You saved my life. Heart.
That's what's up.
That's what's up, right? Good message like that always feels good. But yeah, I mean, I got many more, but if you guys want to go around more rounds of bullishness, but yeah, it's amazing. That's my latest.
Yeah, I can imagine. Are you getting a little sleepy over there? You've only been up for 26 hours now.
Yeah, right. But I'm on Quant gang, so it's all good. You know, it's like hanging out with the fam. You know what I mean? So it's like you get to a point where, okay, don't try this at home. But when you've been awake for so long, like the sleepiness just kind of like go away, and then you just wake. You know what I mean? Like I was up obviously during the day. Then, went to visit. Then we went to the networking event. And then I got back early. Haha, wink, wink. 2 a.m. That's early for me. And I'm looking at the time like, Quant gang's around the corner. If I go like sleep mode, I would be like very tired. So I'll just kind of like power nap a little bit and then just stay awake, There's plenty of things to be distracted when you have a computer, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then boom, now I'm just wide awake and I see the sunrise. But at some point I will force myself to sleep because I have to be up. I was about to say tomorrow, but later. And I do another trick. I'll either go to the gym or start doing some push-ups, whatever, till I get tired. That's my trick. For those of you who look for like lack of sleep, right? Make yourself tired and take a shower and then boom. So
yeah.
Little tricks like that.
Like to rest your body, you have to rest. You have to be able to like rest your mind. Like how easy is it to lay there at night and be like, I gotta go to sleep, I gotta go to sleep. But if you did that physical activity and that energy, then it's much easier to drift off. So
yeah, because trying to like not think about it will make you think about the thing, and it's just gonna be like, no, you don't want to do that.
Yeah,
you have to shift it off. And again, it's like hanging out with the family. So I want to be here. I appreciate people, looking out for me. I look out for them because, again, people take time out of their busy day to come watch our stream, many, many weeks in a row. We're on our way to 50, which is going to be awesome. We're going to have our anniversary at 52, right? 1 year. That's going to be awesome.
On your birthday.
Again, I give respect. That's why I get respect, right? It's a two-way street. So people are busy taking the time. So I'm going to be here. If I'm very tired, if I can't do the 5 hours, I'll at least do 3 minimum, hang out with the fam. So, which is awesome. And we had a lot of hot topics, to talk about today. So it was perfect timing. But yeah, bullishness of the wazoo. Another bullishness I think is hidden. People don't realize the fact that some of the travel restrictions to the U.S. are getting lessened, which is awesome. More people can travel, more people can come visit. People forget, right? Patrick and Abbott, one of the things that gives them so much respect in terms of walking the talk and taking actions. They're not from the US, yet they came here and they're doing a tour. So now it's going to allow more Hexicans to travel. Those who can, my heart goes to my fellows in Australia. Hopefully things go better. But those who can, then they can come in, meet more Hexicans, be part of the tour, put some of their money where their mouth is, spread the word, all that kind of stuff. So visibility like that is going to be great because who knows what's to come. Winter around the corner. They're going to play that new season of, flu stuff. You know what I mean? So we got to get up for that. But we're prepared because when things hit the fence, Hex is going to be here saving lives. So we're bullish about that. And continue to spread in many, many countries and continue the adoptions because we are growing. That's the thing. Can't be stopped. An object in motion stays in motion. Take a class keeps increasing. All of our Twitter accounts and YouTube accounts are increasing. Richard leading the charge. Again, big events around the corner. London's going to be epic. I'm literally reaching out to some of my friends already and loved ones who are in France or in London and make them try to go to the event if they can, because some of them, either they already got the vaccine or whatever, or they're just, in the area. So it's like, okay, cool, go do that and get them onboarded that way, Get to hear from the
Crypto Coffee's going. I'm going. Funding Jim's going.
Mm-hmm.
A bunch of people.
Oh, that'll be so fun. What a
We'll
fun.
watch you guys live out of New York. That's what we'll do.
Oh yeah. No, I would love to go. That'd be so fun.
Yeah, people ask me many times, like, if it wasn't for the quarantine stuff, I would have gone. That's the only thing.
Yeah, fun. That's another reason to be bullish. You get to your money's making money. Like if you look at it that way, your money's making money while you sleep, and you get to go to birthday parties. Like
it really is. Yeah. and then just to talk about chart for 2 seconds, since Wales not here, but like we're seeing the same pattern, the same fractal 2017. It's just so obvious to me. It's funny. It's the Bitcoin Ethereum rise like crazy, whatever. Attract the new people come in. Then it's gonna shift to altcoin. The question is, are you gonna be in position when that happens? You see, that might be the last step before it goes like so bananas that you won't even understand what happened, because that's what it happens before. It's a pattern of the fractal. When it's like a spring, right? The deeper it goes, the more the spring will bounce back. So in terms of ratios and all this other stuff. So once you understand that, you connect the dot, and you get a copy around the corner. It's gonna be a very, very exciting time. We're gonna have a nice Christmas. I can tell you guys that. And the Staker class is gonna have an even nicer Christmas, and I'll make sure of that.
Well, you know what comes right after Christmas is the second annual Hex conference online, January 6th through 9th. And I am just announcing now that I am launching a new YouTube channel to be dedicated to Hex conference.
Oh, nice.
And that's going to be at this super long URL because we need to get 200 subscribers before we can name the channel. So everybody click on that link and subscribe to the new
we got
Hex
200 plus people live right now. So
that's right. Get on it, people.
Yes,
I don't want Bitfinesse having to create 200 accounts all by himself.
My goodness.
So,
yes.
Man, that's tedious work.
Bless his heart, man. Bless his heart, Bitfinesse.
He helped us get over 1,000 like
that is
many
awesome.
months ago.
Good job. Way to fight the fight. He's a soldier right there.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, that's like, how cool is that to have people come in and rally around you? Like, I know that you were saying that some of these streamers have been, like struggling with their audience and some of them with like content or like but they're doing such a good job. Like what you're putting out there is exactly what people need to hear. So like, just thank you guys for doing that. Thank you for doing this every week and coming on here and educating us and, like rounding things out and teaching us things. Like that's an important place to start. Thank you.
Our pleasure.
You're welcome. And just to answer that quick question from the chat from Crab Steak, yes, you can log in your Staker app directly with Gnosis. There's obviously technical steps. You have to kind of loading your seed phrase. I recommend people not to do that if you don't know what you're doing, because you're gonna mess things up. But yes, there is a way. Because remember, you have a Gnosis safe. So, and this is also something we're gonna facilitate on the V2, and this is gonna solve the eternal question: hey, what happened if Staker app goes down, whatever? Which is we hope never does. Then you're gonna have that backup directly to access through the Gnosis safe interface. So, and that's why it's the best safe to have. So, and we're gonna have multi-sig too. And on V2, we're gonna make it so effortless that a grandma can do multi-sig. Let's put it this way.
Thank you.
It's making it simple, easy for people. So great stuff coming up. Again, software is hard, but it's coming along nicely. Pulse chain first, integration. Everybody get their copy. Everything's cool, and then more cool features comes along the way. Promotions too, and we're gonna be good. So
I gave you a ban hammer if I met you at a Hex meetup and remember you, or if you've been commenting faithfully for many months. Everybody else, keep up the good work, adding value with the comments. If you just got your ban hammer, remember, use it wisely. Don't ban people just because they're asking tough questions, or, I'll try to decide whether people are trolling or whether they're really having problems. But anything that's obvious, then go ahead and ban them.
Shout out to Greg in the chat, looking out for my well-being. I'm not sure if I'm comfortable with Karim being up for 26 hours, then standing on a high-rise balcony with the sun in his eyes. Made me nervous. Oh, thank you. No, don't worry. All good. And I'm back inside. I just want to show you guys the sunrise. Share that beautiful view with you guys. So that's awesome. But yeah, no worries. And then if I feel very tired, then I'll tell Maddie, and then we'll be good. Oh, speaking of which, want to talk about the hot topic now? The nomics dude.
Are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready.
Oh, I've got so much to say about that.
Yeah. So what was the waterway? Because this is hilarious. But you go first.
So, all right, here's my take. Clay Collins, you rock. I don't mind this at all. Hexicans are overreacting. This is opportunity. This is not fun. You don't bite the hand that lists you, okay? And we are still listed in the top 20. This is a more, read the fine print. This is a more accurate listing than we had before. And I love the opportunity to go from number 3 to 18, back up to number 1. This is a setup to set us up to build credibility so that all the coins on Pulse can be listed, and so that Hex and Pulse can take over the top 3 spots: P-Hex, E-Hex, and Pulse. So don't get it twisted. Clay Collins is a saint. Listen, if you look at my most popular video on YouTube, it's when Richard announced Pulse Chain to Clay Collins in the live chat on Telegram. So like, Clay owns Hex, okay? He's always had a dialogue with us, and I'm gonna, go down defending him, or, really we're all going up in the end. So don't look at this as a setback. I can also speak critically about Clay, because I was on the fence about him, because he was basically promoting himself as somebody who cares about the truth, and then he switched up when he started asking really weird questions, but also legitimate questions, like beginner questions on Twitter, making a big stink about it. And Hexicans have PTSD when it comes to like people pulling the trust rug out from under us. When we see all these places that are gatekeeping and trying to undermine our credibility, when we're the ones who have had 100% uptime, the best community, who have not been taking paid endorsements and shilling stuff. We've been telling the truth. Hex tells the truth. Hex is designed better than Bitcoin. But we have to, we have to remember that we need partners. We need people who can be independent from us and who can say things like Quant Gang is a great example. A lot of times we argue about stuff and we don't see eye to eye, and that adds to the conversation. And so I don't like Clay's skills when it comes to public relations, and that's why I'm so excited if he will come on the show and talk to me. But listen, he got scared off. I talked to him after the last Twitter showdown that everybody had with him. If we want to engage people who are speaking the truth, we can't just shut them out when they don't have 100% agreement or when they adjust their worldview. Clay is proving that he can adjust his worldview in a lot of different ways. And right now, Hex is listed in the top 20. That's a good place for us to be from a marketing point of view. Being in the top 3 is a little bit almost too confusing to people, because it's so much of a departure from what they're seeing elsewhere. But at the end of the day, I think his rationale in this blog post is outstanding. The numbers add up. Like, we'll see what happens. We'll see what kind of arguments we can make to convince people. But right now, not alienating the CEO of Nomics, I think, is my goal. And so I'm calling on each of you to reach out to Clay Collins in a positive way. He's getting lots of shit for this right now, and he is telling the truth, in my opinion. So just because the truth, differs in the details, the devil's in the details. But the headline is that Nomics is adjusting the Hex circulating supply to build their credibility to promote Pulse Chain, to promote Hex, and to really help us out in the end. So,
wow, Maddie, you should be a politician. Now, but all jokes aside, so a couple of things, which I think is because you have a lot of valuable points, and I'm going to try to find the just middle to explain both sides of the coin. Okay, because
please.
you mentioned the word truth a couple of times, and you know that's a dear words to me. And like I said all the time, validity. So now I'm wearing the business hat for 2 seconds. Rule number one, and that's the mistake that he did: poor communication. You don't, like you said, right? You don't buy the hand that feeds you, but at the end of the day, we have promoted you. If it wasn't for Hexican, Nomics wouldn't be where it is today. You know, Hexicans, Richard, this, that. It's the same thing with MetaMask and such other stuff. We made that thing more popular than what it is today. That's a fact. That's not debatable. If you're going to make a big change like that, the least you could do is to let us know, give us a heads up, not just we just discover one day we refresh the page. So that's
because we cross promoted with him does not mean that he has to lose his objectivity.
No, that I'll get to that. I'll let you speak, right? So right. So a couple of things. So that's just a fact. If I'm doing an announcement or doing a change, it's just communication. Communication doesn't mean that you have to change your decision. You just communicate better, not just, hey, change. Here's an article, go fucking read it, and then we'll see you later. No. So that's, and I'm saying this as a notice to improve, not to attack. Like I said, we're going to be fine, just fine. I'm busy doing what I'm doing. Onboarding is happening. Nomics or no nomics, would like to have it, but whether it's there or not, doesn't matter. We're not going to be stopped. We're not going anywhere. Period. Full stop. End of story.
I kind of like that he's bad at PR because it allows me to trust him more.
Yeah, well, I'm saying this in hope that he watched the show and then, you know, maybe somebody send him a clip. So no needs to improve because I see him, he wants to improve. Right? If he's genuine about what he says, so that's no needs to improve, right? Better communication skill when you make big change like that, because you got to understand something. We're dealing with FutureUs, we're dealing with haters, we're dealing with trolls on a daily basis. The timing was wrong. You wait when the price is doing what it's doing. Now you do all these other things. It's like it adds to the confusion, and it leads to potentially people to think, and I don't think this way, but it leads people to potentially think that it was some type of attack that was targeted because your timing is wrong, your communication skill is wrong, and then we just got to go find out on the post while we're dealing with trolls. So this is the part where he needs to do better at that. Number two, talking about truth. Well, if you apply the same thing, why is he only applied to Hex? There's many other coins, Bitcoin included, founders coins that are being calculated into circulation. So if that was the case, then that needs to be also addressed, because if you're going to be fair all the way, be fair all the way. Validity. Number three, which is related to a great comment feedback that somebody responded to the post, because he was kind enough to say, hey, send the feedback to the comments, not on Twitter, which makes sense. As somebody that managed support tickets, we all like it when it's all in one place, so we can all address. This is open for suggestion, which is great. And a great comment was said, well, since you want to be so true, you should be counting the state Hex too, because they are real money. They're not away money. My millions of Hex are real fucking Hex.
He wanted to do that, and Richard said no.
Oh, Richard said no? All right, but
yeah, come on. People don't even know the full story of Clay.
Hold on. Let me finish. I didn't know about the Richard part, but my point is, whether Richard said no or not, if you're going to be impartial, so to speak, then why are you worried about what Richard thinks? Because if Richard told you count the OA stakes, you don't, and then Richard said don't count the stake, and then you want to do it? No, come on. Like either you are independent all the way, or you only have to wait. So my point is, there's a lot of inconsistencies. I'm not attacking. I'm just pointing out.
There's not even consistency within the Hex community to determine whether staked coins should be counted or not.
So no, because you mentioned the word truth, which is dear to my heart. So if we're going to be true all the way, I just want you to see the other side of the coin. And I'm just really good at articulating it, not trolling, not attacking, whatever. We're very grateful for what Nomics has done for the Hex community all the way. But he needs to understand the ramification of some of the action that he takes. So that's why he gets some of the heat that he got, because he does things a certain way that can be leading open for interpretation the wrong way. So I hope that he watches that and, you know, works on it. And just for me, I'm so confident that even whatever they do, the comeback story is going to be even more strong because we're going to continue to do X's on X's on X's. They can put us as low as they want. We're going to come back and win because it's designed to do what it's going to do. And the next wave, another 3, what is it? 4X move, easy. And then we're back to top 3. So it's no big deal. Because again, market cap is vanity metric anyway. At the end of the day, you can't eat the market cap, right? Price go up, that's what we care about. Me changing people's life, that's what I care about. Adoption, that's what I care about. Staking average length, people building wealth, that's what I care about. But I want you to see that other side of the coin because all the other points that you say are absolutely correct. They're very well articulated. This is why Hexican, this is for you guys. I said it many times. You can be direct, but you don't have to be rude. We know better. We know better. The moment you become rude, you actually lose.
I'm gonna get to
that means you got triggered. But the main thing is we just wanted to make sure people understand and he understand where the community is coming from because the timing of it all was kind of messed up. But ultimately, hey, let's find the truth altogether. And I know that Hex is going to win no matter what. We have the best metrics on Nomics, which is the transparency. Everything's on the blockchain. We have nothing to hide. The OA stakes have never been hidden from the get-go. Again, it was thanks to us and Gunter's sheets that he was able to even identify who they were. So there's no malicious intent whatsoever. We knew what those stakes were. And they're there because they act as a function of market cap, but also as a function of the staking behavior for the staking reward. As I've said many times, the OA is like monetary policy. We need to count those tokens because it tells us what our daily inflation is going to be. Not to go too much into the math, but you guys haven't seen me say that many times. I like looking at those things because the bigger that bucket becomes, the bigger the value of the daily 3.69 inflation reward is going to be. That's why it was to me, worth calculating because those coins matters. They are to me circulating, but they're transferring the wealth in a different way. They're transferring the wealth via inflation. They're transferring the wealth by not being staked, by staying liquid to be diluted for us stakers to be paid. So they are valuable. They are circulating, but not in a conventional way. They are circulating, transferring value without being sold. That might be going above people's head, what I just said, but this is how complex and advanced Hex is from its age. That's why they're so confused.
Let's get more complex because the reason I got involved as a streamer is because we got gatekept by CoinMarketCap. That's what brought me. That's what brought me into the community and wanting to make content. So I don't care how many people get pissed off at Clay. At the end of the day, it's going to be better for Hex.
Yeah, because ultimately Hex is going to do what Hex is going to do, irrespective of who. We're going to continue because our grassroots adoptions is like Lindsay was saying earlier, and that's what we've been doing. We're out there kind of like door to door, grassroots, people to people. We're not, they go this and that. Like, no, we know we exist. We know we got the chart. We got Twitters. So at the end of the day, people are going to see what we're doing. We're going to be sharing our experience. We got sticker app. We got wallets. We got stuff. We're just going to continue to push that way. But I wanted you to see where some of the frustration was coming from. That's all.
So what do you say about the standard? Because people are saying, okay, Hex isn't being treated the same as other coins.
That's true.
What other coins? Because Clay in his article gives plenty. Okay, but there are more coins than just Bitcoin.
Yeah,
and
but in the article
he gives a rationale for why the diluted and circulating supply is not always counted because that allows people to scam wick their projects up into the top 10 and the top 3.
No, I get that. I read the whole thing, but he was talking about focusing on top 20 coins, 10 to 20, which to me is fair because there's millions of coins. People are busy. We don't have time to worry about all the scams. I get that. But again, we were top 3. So if you're going to be doing a standard for something that's top 3, or let's just say top 10, then be thorough all the way. You know what I mean? Because it's not just Bitcoin. It was also, XRP, even though XRP is not top 10. But my point is there's a lot of those quote unquote big cap coins that have had those similar things. And you're not adjusting their market cap. So if you want to use the word true, be true all the way. Don't be biased. Because I don't care either way. I'm just saying be careful with the word.
But what do you mean be true all the way? Because what you're saying is then he should either include Hex and a shitcoin that we can make that would have a market cap bigger of
Bitcoin, unless you say Bitcoin is a shitcoin. But
we're talking about managing data, and we're talking about how people don't get to hack the system of creating as many coins as they want and then only releasing a low liquidity and then creating a false market cap.
I get that. Right? We all get that. That's why we got that weird Ethereum thing that popped up. We all get that. We know that was just a trolling moment and then the thing went away. We all get that. We're talking about within the top 10 or at least top 20. You asked me, for example, I gave you two. I gave you Bitcoin and I gave you XRP. XRP is not top 10, but similar. Those coins that are like, because it's super centralized, that they own, it's still being counted in their market cap. So my point is, again, be true all the way if you're gonna do that. That's all. And it's a fair feedback criticism. That's it.
So that means
you do whatever you want.
Specifically what that means. So you're talking about reducing the market cap of Bitcoin and reducing the market cap of XRP based on what specifically? Based on
I'm not talking about
founder coins or
I'm talking about
coins that haven't moved.
The same rule that you want to apply to Hex to the others. So if you do something to Hex, you should do the same thing to the others. That's my point. If you leave us be, you leave us everybody be. If you want to do all Hex should be X, Y, and Z, the other one should also follow the same rule. The problem becomes when you apply one rule to one and not the others, because now we feel discriminated. That's all. And that needs to be voiced. That's it. Now, ultimately, I don't care because, again, my adoption has nothing to do with nomics. I use it, yes, but the point of the matter is that's not where I bring my adoption from. I just want you to see the other side of the coin. But I do it and I bring it respectfully because I'm not one of those that just rude because I know better. Again, I give respect, so I get respect. So if people want to have the conversation, that's my say. Hopefully he reconsiders some of those things and then we'll see what comes next. And ultimately, we're going to keep doing what we need to be doing. But since it was a hot topic that popped up either yesterday or it's 8 a.m. here. So whenever that popped up within the last, 12 hours or 18 hours that we found out that our market cap got moved or whatever. So those were my 3 points. Poor communication skills, hopefully it gets better. Heads up will be nice, especially when we're the one feeding you the data, taking the time out of our day. Because I remember when he was in the chat asking for the stuff, I reached out to Gunter, hey, let's help him out. Hey, let's give him this, let's give him that, asking questions. We're giving you all the data to show you how transparent Hex is, to let you know there's nothing to hide. And then ultimately, when you make a decision, the least you could do is to give us a heads up so we can prepare ourselves, because the hater's going to come and the troll's going to come, just so that we
Hexicans can't say that the OA isn't going to dump and then also say that the coins are circulating.
What now?
Either the OA can sell or the coins aren't circulating.
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with but that's has nothing to do with that with the topic at hand, because the circulating Hex on the OA has always known to be potentially, keyword, potentially can move and be sold. But the history and the fact
of the matter is it never moved. It's not going to.
We never said that. We said no. Now you're confusing. We never said that. We said historically since inception, which is a fact, it never sold. We didn't say future, it will never do forever. No, we said historically since inception, it has never sold, and there's no reason to believe that it will sell. That doesn't mean it's a certainty. That just means in the balance of probability.
Well, the creator of Hex, sold in the sense that they provided the liquidity for the adoption amplifier.
But that's different, though.
So my point is that it's complicated, right?
No, it's simple. It's simple to me. The point is this: if you're making a change, you let people know. Again, I'm hopping on this so that in the future he does better. That's it. Again, I'm an expert in marketing, customer service, and satisfaction. There's a way to do certain things, and that wasn't the best way to do it. That's it. That's concrete criticism, and hopefully he takes it. It's not an attack. We're still gonna use nomics because at least compared to some other places, CMC is getting sued, and we're gonna follow up with that. But the point of the matter is, this is notice to improve. That's all it is. And if he takes it for something more than just that, then he has bigger problem, and that's on him. That's not on us. We're just letting you know how we feel and how the thing was released wasn't the best way. That's all. That's all it is. It's a notice to improve.
I'm going to invite Hex Monkey on because I need more people to challenge my point of view.
Mm-hmm. And then,
Lindsay, what do you think?
I see it. Like Karim's just asking for a heads up and a nod. Like if you're working with someone and you both have goals that are congruent, right? Like you both have objectives of where you want to be, but we're trying to get on the same highway here and be in the same boat. So how do you get on the same page? Open the door of communication. And I believe what I heard from Karim is that you guys are just kind of asking for a friendly heads up to do that. And in the same respect, like Clay's got kids at home and he's got a wife he's on vacation with, and he's like, or like maybe that was a different article. Like I lived crypto 24/7.
Listen, I agree. Lindsay, you have a great point. But the funny joke is, as an expert in the field, the way you avoid being harassed when you're on vacation is for you to do it the right way so you don't get those crazy response. You know what I mean? Because when we say heads up, we're not saying change your mind. We're not saying change your final decision. You made your decision. That's cool. You're a CEO. Do what you got to do. You know what I mean? If I make a decision as head of business taker app, I'm going to tell you this is the decision. Take it or leave it. But the point of the matter is, I'm going to let you know. I'm going to give you a perfect example. When my promotion is going to launch, guess what? I'm going to be smart enough and kind enough to give everybody at least 5 days to a week heads up. Why is that? Because I don't want to deal with, Karim, I didn't know about the promotion 1 day in advance. I wasn't ready. I missed this. I missed that. I wish. No, I'm giving you a fucking heads up because that's the right thing to do, especially when you've been working with the community, when you've been asking the question. We took the time. We give you the answer. We gave you the spreadsheet. We give you all the things that you asked. You made your decision. That's cool. But let us know. Again, it's not an attack. It's a notice to improve.
What about the OA sacrificing for Pulse? Is that
it has nothing to do. It has nothing to do with what he did. It has no, because guess what? Maybe Pulse can launch and he's going to do something similar. That's fine. Heads up, heads up, heads up. This is how you do business. If I'm going to do something with you, I'm going to give you a heads up. That's just a normal thing to do to people. That's it. That's just business 101.
Well, that's like, that comes with like, I mean, yeah, that's follow through and consistency. Yeah. That's a consistency issue. But like, it's
like if you're a celebrity, right? Or if you're an artist, or if you're a professional player, and then there's a media guy that's about to write a piece on you that may not be the best, but the piece is already written. What do they usually do? Stephen A. talks about it all the time. He give the guy a phone call, say, hey, I got this article that's coming on you. It is what it is. It's truthful, but heads up. You may not like it, but at least I'm going to give you the courtesy to your face. That's it. He could have literally come to the chat, drop it. Hey guys, I'm changing the market cap. It's going to go live in a day or two. Those are the reasons. Here's the article. Go read it. That's it. It's the delivery. I've said it many times. The delivery message is more important than the message itself sometimes. Validity. Because not only he didn't do that, the timing was wrong. The price is dipping. There's some angry people out there. We're fighting some mob. We're fighting the trolls. And then we got to deal with this? Like, come on now. Like, it begs the question, like, was there something else? And it's sad because nobody wants to think that. But your timing is so wrong that people have to sometimes ask themselves, like, okay, was this some type of like shadow attack or whatever? And that's why we have to talk about this. That's even why it became a freaking hot topic. It wasn't even supposed to be. It was like, all right, guys, yeah, they changed the market cap. Big deal. Move on. Next topic. But because of the miscommunication, the last minute move, nobody knew. Then we're confused. People reaching out, hey, have you checked the market cap? It's like I've got 3, 4, 5 people reaching out to me out of the blue. Hey, have you known about this? And I was like, no, it's breaking news. So it's just like, do better. That's it. It's notice to improve. It's like how we get feedback. It's business 101. We're not snowflakes, we're adults. You take concrete criticism. It's not an attack because I'm doing it respectfully. I'm letting you know where you messed up. And that has nothing to do with the final decision. It's just the delivery message is wrong. That's it. Fix it. So next time you do better because Pulse Chain is coming. Because we will win. We will win. The haters are a sign that we're winning. It's the fuel. This is where I go into my zone. I feel comfortable. That's my environment. I know it sounds crazy. Remember I told you, Maddie, when everything goes well, I get worried. I'm like, because I'm so used to like, who's going to come punch me? Like, what's going on? Now I can see the punch. I say, all right, let's go to work. We got content now. Now we got, oh man, I got some I told you so that I can prepare. So that's cool. We're getting all the clips. But yeah, we got nothing but love. You know what I mean? Because we're making money, we're changing lives. But again, notice to improve. The same way we're open for feedback as a community, but I represent the community. And this needs to be said because there is some people that, got rubbed the wrong way. Because again, this could have been avoided if it was properly disclosed, respectfully, for the respect that people gave him by providing the information that was required for him to even make his decision. Because guess what? If Gunter didn't provide him with the sheet, he wouldn't even know where those OA stakes were. He wouldn't even know how to even begin to change the market cap. Let's be real. But because we provided that information, because we have nothing to hide, the least you could do is to courtesy back and provide a heads up. That's it. Not just shove it down people's throat and then be like, hey, this is what it is and blah, blah, blah. Because it makes people not want to kindly cooperate with you in the future. And we don't want that because we want to maintain the relationship. So that's what it needed to be said. Let's put it to bed. Because I want those people who got fumed by it to know that their voice has been heard so that they can also—
I want them to all become YouTubers like I did. What the hell? Not just like have their voice heard, like have their voice heard,
Amen.
Yeah.
You know me.
Get angry,
Me.
people.
I can only speak one way.
Yeah.
I'll subscribe to you, start a channel.
Yeah, if you're reading through that and that made you that passionate, then get out there and use that voice. Like there's a reason why it stirred something and you get on that and and do it in a respectful and not confrontational way, because that's the only way you're gonna get somewhere is to and ask questions too. Ask questions first. He didn't owe anybody a heads up, right? But at the same time, if you're working towards a common goal and you've been working hand in hand with things, then it's just it's nice to get that courtesy back and forth. But honestly too, to error is to be human. And when you have a lot going on, was it an intentional thing? Probably not, but who knows? I don't know. I don't know personally, but if you're working towards a common goal along together, then
exactly. And you see, now I'm reading the chat here. This is why I cannot, disagree with comments from, my good friend Hex Monkey, when he says, again, I'm not ignoring, the points about, nomics only targeting Hex, because sadly enough, even though that may not be his intention, because I don't know the guy like that, I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. The problem is when you create this kind of scenario, when you don't properly disclose, when you don't know how to set it up the right way, you open door for confusion and for misinterpretation. And then it's going to come across as we're being targeted, because when you combine everything else and the bad timing and all this other stuff, that's why it started to be what the hell?
If Hex is really that good, then we're going to be back in the top 3 before you know
it.
And
we will. Mark my word.
Why do we have to alienate the one person that's been
we're not alienating. Again, we're not alienating. I'm going to make this very clear. I get respect because I give respect. There's no alienation here. I have no hard feelings.
But Karim, you're not the only person messaging him with a lot of disappointment and a lot of frustration.
Well, because people feel the way they feel, but I'm just trying to explain to you why they feel the way they feel. You know what I'm saying? You can't make people not feel the way
being
they
an
feel.
independent person who's critical of people in Hex, that's a difficult job. So
we're not saying it's not difficult.
That is a big job.
Listen, it comes with the territory, right? It's called being accountable. Like, for example, I can be the best person that I want to be and do all this other stuff in my line of work, my previous work, solar. Sometimes customers not happy. I have to take the concrete criticism. It's tough, but I have to take it because I want to become better, because I care for them. You understand? So I have to listen so I can become better, because there's nothing nefarious. When somebody says disappointed, that doesn't mean they hate you. They're just disappointed because you could have done better and you didn't. And we just hope that next time you do, by listening to what we have to say.
Well,
It's a simple, it's a feedback loop. That's what customer service is. That's what you get when you're CEO. I get my fair share, trust me. We all do. The higher we go, the more it will come.
That was my attitude towards Clay originally, and I decided to give him a break. I hope that other people in the community can do that too. I'm calling on Hexicans to message him with positive words.
Yes.
And
we will
if
give
you
him a
don't want to
break,
do
but first we
that,
have to acknowledge.
you don't want to do that, then like rage at CoinMarketCap or like rage at Nomics if you have to. But the point is we don't have to have just like one negative response. We can show our kind side, and at the end of the day, like, what type of behavior are we modeling if we're raging at everybody who disagrees with us?
Amen. And I love what you just said. So funny. You said our kind side. Why did I say all the time? We're not nice, we're kind. And because Wells is not here, which is funny, so I have to step up because I'm giving you the polite version. If Wells was here, he could have been a little bit more. But in all seriousness, and to keep it light and fun, there is no beef. But again, it's a notice to improve. And if somebody is not willing to improve, then we got a bigger problem. That's it. The same way, excuse me, I sometimes, time to time, I was like, oh, wow, that could have been handled better. And I get a notice to improve. That's what I love about handling customer service. You stay humble, because sometimes customers will tell you stuff about your product, about you, about whatever that could have been done better, that you would have never seen the angle. That's it. The secret is don't get emotional about it. Because the moment you get emotional about it, that's when you lose, because now you're getting triggered. When somebody's just saying, hey, what's done is done, we can't go back. But we're trying to have closure here. And if you want to try to have closure with somebody that felt that they have been offended, the least you want to do is to at least hear them out, acknowledge what they have said, because deep down, they don't want to react the way they did. They just felt like, bro, I thought we were friends. Like, if you got something on me, just tell me. Like, why'd you got to go, tell my business like that? That's how it feels like. Thought we're buddy. We got PTSD, like you said. CoinMarketCap did us dirty. You were the cool guy. We took you on our arms. We promoted you everywhere. We tell how great you are. Yes, you're making the change. That's fine. But let us know. Can you please do that? Can you let us know? Heads up. It's like if I'm going to miss a Quant game stream, the least I can just say, Maddie, hey, I'm not going to be on today because X, Y, and Z. And so I'm not going to blow off the show and be like, hey, not show up. No, that's just wrong. And that has nothing to do with the content. It's just the delivery. It's wrong. So I have to call it out because I'm a kind person. That's all it is.
Look at this comment. And thank you, Casey, for the $36.90 super chat. I like those numbers. I love you guys, but our code is flawless, not our community. We will build strength. Just takes time, as most things.
Amen. God bless.
Clay is part of our community. Even though he rejects the idea of being a Hexican, maybe someday he will join with our identity once our identity is not raging at him. Yay.
And you know why I love that comment is because, again, you're still dealing with human beings, and human beings have emotions. That's just who they are. The same way we're saying, don't be smart, be wise. The reason why we talk about staking a lot. Yeah, that fund too, the Conran Z fund, the 50 million hex, people use that. Guys, he dumped that 50 million hex apparently back in January. So it's not recent. So again, you got to be careful where you're getting that information. And that's what he said. That's awesome.
Craig said is quoting Whales, who's on a plane right now, and says, pilot, turn this plane around. I need to get good Wi-Fi to join this stream. That's right.
Shout out to Marco too. Again, be fair, be honest. That's it. So if we're gonna go, and the reason why I have to say those things is because it's for my own sanity too, right? Validity. If I can't tell you what I'm thinking, then I'm not being honest. Then I feel like I'm an imposter syndrome. So, but because I understand the rationale behind how the people felt, that's why I'm taking the time to break it down. So hopefully somebody clips this and send it to him. There's no animosity. There's no attacks. We still love nomics. We'll still use it. But we want him to improve because Pulse Chain is coming. Because we don't want this to happen again. Now I got a quote for you guys. You know I'm big with quotes. You make it once, that could be a mistake. That's okay. But if it happens again, that's a choice. So I'm trying to avoid him from happening again. So I'm voicing those concerns now that he might not be aware of, so that next time he gives us the heads up. And whatever it is, even if it's something that we feel like, you know, it's a little bit unfair, we're going to be more accepting of the news because we got a heads up. That's all we ask for. Say, hey, this piece is coming in the news tomorrow. Be ready. Heads up. That's it.
What if we do a special episode this week on the new Hex Conference channel and we let Whales just like rip into whatever he believes?
Sure.
Would I be betraying my own point if I wanted to see that?
I mean, obviously, you know, we have instincts, and carnage is one of the things that some people enjoy watching. Like, I feel like that'd be highly entertaining.
And Maddie, if you want, funny enough, I just thought about this. If you want, you know, you can invite Clay. Maybe come on the stream, you know.
And have
I've invited him.
I will. You know what? Just to make a point, just to show again, I'm just very direct because this is an important topic, but there's no animosity. I am not rude. You can invite him to the stream. I will tell him to his face, nicely, concisely. So next time around, he has I don't want to say a dispute resolution mechanism because there's no dispute here, but just a way of doing things because maybe, again, nobody's perfect. He's good with data, but maybe he's a little bit obvious about delivery message, not understanding that it's as important as the message. Because he had everything. He had the article. He had everything, right? Perfectly written. Just a couple tweaks. Hey, guys, this is coming out. Boom, come to the chat.
He's been tweeting about it for 2 months.
No. Tweeting about it doesn't mean – I'm talking about the decision part. He wasn't just asking question here and there, not poking the bear. We kind of knew something was up, but we didn't know what it was. So just, hey, this is coming, this heads up. Because, again, we're dealing with trolls. We're dealing with haters. The timing of all –
the reason he wasn't updating, like I talked to him, the reason he wasn't updating us was because people were so hateful towards him when he started asking questions. That's why.
No, again, you're missing the point. He's a grown-ass man. He doesn't need you as a medium. Validity. If I got something to say,
I asked him why he would or wouldn't come on the show.
There you go. Because there's no beef. Because if you don't come on the show. If you don't come on the show, then you make it look like there is beef when there is no beef.
I know that too, but not everybody.
Well, but let him know. It's all love. We're not going to show it.
This is one valuable life lesson for Clay here.
There you go.
That's a good point.
Because I want
the people that are championing you. You know, like you have people that are behind you, and then in the same respect, like because you're like, you know, like you're invested and involved in it. Like you're not coming down on them with like a nasty hammer. You're just saying like, look, all right, yes, we're holding you accountable for what is being put out there because like we're busting our butts over here to get this here. So let's work together. That's all.
If you're a public figure, then like you kind of do have to deal with, you know, the backlash.
And by the way, once again, notice, I'm going to label this the right way. You can click this. Those are notice to improve. There's no animosity. True Hexicans take a class. We're chilling. We're staying chill. Follow me on the Instagram. I literally did a post yesterday. I was at the pool. I said, guys, relax, take and chill, do the course. That's it. It's a notice to improve because based on what I like to believe, based on what he has said, his true values, his long-term, right? He's not a Hexican, but he owns Hex. He said it. That's cool. That's fine. But again, if we're going to be doing business in the future, for you to learn from your mistake and not make it a choice if you do it again, because I won't be so kind next time. You know, even though that was a little kind version, but cool, because I want this to be constructive. You know, like people say in the chat, if Wells was here, he would have flipped tables right now. But again, as a businessman, I want this to be productive. So I'm sticking into the facts, and I'm sticking into what went wrong that created some of the animosity that he felt that he received. So if he learns from this next time around, he won't be getting as much heat. The message will be just taking it, and then we'll just move on with our life. That's it. It's all about the delivery message. It's like me saying, hey, guys, Pulse Chain's going to come. Yeah, you're not going to get your copy. We're going to wait. We're going to do some other stuff. People are going to flip out. They're going to be like, what? They're going to start going crazy. It's the same thing. It's about having the heads up. That's all. That's it. This is 1-1. So hopefully he learns from it. That's it.
The real question then is, when will Hex be back in the top 3 in nomics?
Okay, that's a good one. That's a good one. Do you want exact day or do you want time frame?
I want to know everything you know and more.
The reason why it gets tricky is because when you stop counting away stakes, the funny thing that happens is every time there's an emergency end stake, there's 50% of those coins we lose because they enter those addresses that don't get counted. So it becomes like a poof. And then as we increase staking, because obviously adoption, helping people understand, then we get more coins that disappear. So it's not just about price up. It's price up and circulating supply based on what's left. So that's why it's tricky. But I would say I can easily see a 5x move, you know, within the next 3 months. That's just me, easy. Because number one, we oversold. So the first 2x move is just return to normal. That's what I call it, which could happen anytime, low liquidity. It's a layup. We could be back to 30 cents and people will be like, what happened? And then you sold the bottom and then see you later. Bye-bye. So take advantage of the dip while you still last. And then 2022, all the events, the New Year's coming in. Hex has a tendency from the previous year to do really, really awesome things around New Year's, ending the year with a bang around Christmas. So, yeah, it could be a wick, but I can see top 3 within 3 months.
I just thought of a compromise.
Yeah.
I just thought of a compromise. What if Nomics shows Hex as the only asset in the world that has a future market supply?
It is. It's not even a fact. It is the only asset that has.
Well, we need like a special badge or something on the website.
And if you don't have Nomics, hear me loud and clear. We got Kibana, aka Hex.Vision. You can go see it there. When we have Maddie's app too. So
it's
it
not
is.
working on iPhone right now.
There you go. It's just a matter of like being seen, but it does already. So which is why it's cool. So definitely before the Vegas conference, optimistic within 3 months. Do we count the copy too or not? Because technically this Hex too.
As that we aggregate the price.
Yeah, because technically somebody could add both and then boom. Because what are you gonna say? My copy is not real? Ha ha ha. Is that what you're gonna tell me? Right?
My copy is real.
He needs to hear this now because Hex is so beautifully complex in a good way. I don't want to call it complex. I would call it unique. That we got unique features coming up. We got a copy that's coming up. How it's gonna be aggregated. We got again more of the combination of with Pulse, the different pairs and all this other stuff. So it's just going to be beautiful to watch. So, but we just need a proper communication mechanism. That's all.
Lindsay, what do you think?
It's when as an entrepreneur, that's like for me, I'm like, I get it where you're working with a team and you need to communicate with them if you're working hand in hand with that team. But if hasn't been anything communicated or established where it's, yes, we're going to both cross share information at key points, is trust broken there with that? And, how do you because you're going to get some backlash, right? But you're also putting it out there and I don't know, yeah,
totally.
So,
yeah, if you want to be in the role of truth teller, then you're by definition not going to have people always love you so much, and so you are going to get a certain amount of hate. And so
yeah, I mean, brush that off. Like hang on to the good stuff and like the good things that you're doing. And like the good thing that you're hearing right now, or I hope that you're hearing, is like take accountability for, and then also like obviously, I mean, people are on board with this and getting more people on board, and like to clear these little glitches so that we can streamline and create, you know, systems and processes for efficiency's sake. Like that's where a well-oiled machine comes in, and that's where, you know, you don't have to work as hard to onboard others because you're all like on the same goal here. Like you're running parallel. So like, yeah, improve that if that's a goal that you want to work with. And if your intentions are something else, and that will become very evident too. So it'll be interesting to see how things unfold, you know.
Bang, bang. And you see, Matt, there's comments in the chat, you know, which again, going back to that point, it's funny, but I can't disagree with that comment when the guy, the clay play says, the clay play, nomics hit us when we're down. So again, the poor communication create the confusion, and then the timing of all, that's why you get the reaction that you get. Now, I'm not
strengthens the believers.
I'm just saying this is why you get what you get, because you created that negative energy, which could have been easily avoided by you better communicate, which again, maybe he didn't know. Now, hopefully he watched this and he knows, and we can just
if you're still accumulating hex, you can thank Nomics, and you can thank Clay for flooding the price indirectly, right?
We're heading back up. I don't know about you, but you know,
and I've heard some people say true accumulation never ends.
Yes.
So logically, we should all thank Clay.
Yep.
Shout out to Casey for providing the hat that I was able to give Lindsay the Hexican.
Thank you, Casey. Oh, we have this one, and then we have one in white that we switch around.
So he's the one that designed, made, and paid for those.
Oh, Casey, these are like the quality on these hats. It's like, it's so nice. It's like a raised embroidery, and the quality of the hat itself, it keeps it in awesome shape. It's super comfy. Like, kudos. Thank you.
Hell yeah.
That's awesome. It's one of my favorite things. The other one is like, I have these really fun half hex, half pulse chain pants. They're so fun. Yeah. Thanks.
Oh my God, Nardo gave me these pants that I'm wearing right now that have hex all over them.
What? Show us a leg.
They're so like, supposedly a bunch of famous rappers like get their jeans from Nardo's friend in Columbus who designed these. They're like,
that's awesome.
Nice.
What? Are
wow. That's some swag right there.
Seriously.
Yeah.
That's
cool. Shining. You got hex.
I would pay any amount of money for these pants, and they were given to me for free. So thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but it's cool. Now we can put this to bed. Again, shout out to everybody in the chat. Great comments. I'm reading it all. You guys are awesome. Yeah. We'll try to, Maddie will try. I'm sure Maddie will. Invite the guy on the show. You know, no attack. We're just going to have a conversation. That's all. And we're going to let him know. So that way, he knows. Yeah. We're going to be straight up. Like, hey, listen, next time, and we're going to address the double standard. That's it. Simple as that. Cordial discourse. You know what I mean? If you believe what you believe, come and state your case. That's it. We just want fairness all across. That's all it is.
Thank you, Hex Monkey. You rock. Thank you for the $55.55 super chat. Thanks for this great discussion and stream.
And I'll see you soon, bro.
I have to disclose my bias. I've been wanting outside heroes in Hex to like come to the Hex conference. And so like a long time ago, I had this secret list, this short list of people that I was dreaming, you know, would be all-stars in the Hex community who are not directly already in Hex. And so I was like, this is going to be perfect for the Hex conference. We can have these keynotes from like Aubrey de Grey of the Sense Foundation and Clay from Nomics. And then both those guys got like their reputations destroyed. So not sure.
If Clay's intentions are true, he will come out a champion. And he'll come out
so
like,
too.
yeah. So
I think so too.
He'll take the hand up of that great advice, because that feedback from our audience is so valuable. If you don't take that and like run with it, then I mean, we'll climb up there ourselves, like Karim said. See ya.
Exactly. I like this comment in the chat. Hex rules. That's it.
Yeah.
Bang bang. Insomniac. That's gonna be fun. Meanwhile, the price agrees with me. Oh, Maddie, you know, everybody loves a good comeback story. Oh, I can't wait. I'm thinking about the next song I'm gonna be playing. I'm having fun doing this. It's gonna be great. I'm thinking about once we back, it's gonna be crazy. Maddie, we're gonna do another screenshot dream account. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be epic. It's gonna be fucking epic. Shove it out to the hater. They're gonna crawl back down to the hole they came out of. It's gonna be funny. It's gonna be funny. I told you I was getting a little bored. It was getting too nice. I'm like, where's the punch? Now I got the punch. Okay, cool. Now we fight. Let's go. Rocky, let's go.
So Aubrey de Grey like took a leave of absence because there were allegations just about like something or another.
Yeah,
but it had nothing to do with like financial problems.
Mhm.
And so it's no type of financial, mistrust or anything. Actually, Aubrey donated his entire family fortune to the Sense Foundation to promote the type of research that Richard believes in, that we all learned about before. I donated to the Sense Foundation as a part of my sacrifice, and I still feel great about it. I know that I do want to involve them in the Hex conference because I think that they're a valuable partner moving forward, even if the leader took leave of absence. Listen, like everybody has their own personal problems, and who are we? Well, we're the people who donated a bunch of money. So we'll find the right balance between like accountability and not totally roasting everybody who comes as an outside source to Hex.
Yeah, well, I mean, they'll learn, right? If they're smart, they'll learn along the way. Like, I think it's really smart for a community to establish boundaries and guidelines from the get. Like, this is what we expect from you if you're going to come in and join our party. So, like, there's nothing wrong with establishing that and letting people know, like, that comes in with any group, right? There's always a way to do it, and that's to be direct. And I love that. I love that about this. I love that about watching all of this unfold, like coming in, not just watching charts, but like watching charts and learning about that stuff, and then like getting involved in all this stuff too. Like, that's pretty cool. So
that's a great comment. Yeah. Shout out to David Morales for the $55.55 super chat. Hope to see you guys and gals in Miami for the Hex tour, including you, Hex Monkey, December 29th, 1 p.m. The party.
Bang, bang, David. Ends. You know it's going to be lit. David is awesome.
Oh, Miami.
Yes, Miami. Yeah, remember last year I went to visit him, so it was great. We had that first meet up there-ish, face-to-face, so it's awesome.
Yeah, I hope everybody gets on board, gets excited. Like, we put out a couple different styles of flyers too, just to see, like, but
the New Year's in Miami is gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy.
Like, you don't even like, it'll be
so many people there. We got invites. Some people from Ukraine,
Albany, Boston, Miami.
There.
These are all gonna be huge.
Yeah, it's gonna be huge. It's gonna be huge.
Yeah.
So again, a lot of cool stuff coming in, and then we're gonna be posting. It's gonna be great. We're gonna shout out to the haters. It's gonna be cool. It feels so good, man. I ain't gonna lie, it feels so good. The comeback story, shove it in there real quick. Just like, hey, remember me? This is gonna be fun. So
it will be. It'll be fun It'll be fun to take those snapshots of people like, forget it, I'm out of here, and then be like, "Where'd you go? What'd you do?"
You'll watch the fake influencer and be like, "Oh, Karim, I knew you were the one. I knew it." They'll come back and they'll start kissing ass again. It's gonna be funny. It's gonna be just epic. Just watch. It's a cycle, in a funny way.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's exciting stuff. It gives me something to look forward to by the end of the year.
I want to hear this. Because it's going to happen, right? People are going to buy back in. If you let it go, sorry, people will buy back in, and I'm curious to hear that. Like, how'd that work out for you in the long run? Like, what do you have regrets, or like, was it worth it at the time? That's curious thinking there too.
Savage.
Yeah.
And then
How does it feel when you bought back higher?
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. Oh, that's a good analogy. Marco just used. It's funny. He said, for example, what if Karim just leaves and then tweets about it instead of giving you the heads up? Not cool. Right? Exactly. It's the same thing. So, no, it's cool. I think everybody in the chat now, we all agree. We're on the same page. So, see, Maddie, they agree. So, we're cool. Put it to bed. We're going to do our own thing. We're going to be hex flexing. We're going to be steak and chill and date and chill. Everything with the chill. And then they're living the best life. We got great events around the corner. We got the Kryptosparbach tour. It's going to be awesome. We got the New York event. It's going to be huge. Live stream mixed with the people out in London town. So we got great stuff.
Oh, I'm so excited they put something together so that people could watch it live stream. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Have fun.
The FOMO is starting to kick back in. Again, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not trying to make a prediction, but I wouldn't be surprised if next week we're back in the 20 plus easy on the way to 30 cents, because literally as we get closer and closer to the event, FOMO start to kick back in, and those sellers are running out of ammo. So the last big chunk came out. Now it's just a matter.
I wouldn't be surprised if the price went up straight to $10 or down to 6 cents, because we have such low liquidity as a feature, not a bug. Last week on the show, we were saying that there's no way it was going to go under 20 cents. And here we are.
19 cents to be exact. And I got the chart here to show. I mean, listen.
But shout out to
the
front $15 super chat. Congrats, Hexicans, for the discount. Black Friday came early this year. I may have missed it if you mentioned it before, but can you send Hex to Staker app directly from MetaMask?
Yes. Yes, you can.
Layer 1.
Should. Layer 1. Make sure, please, for the love of God, don't you send no Polygon Hex, okay? It has to be Ethereum Hex. Because typically in the beginning, when you don't have a wallet, and if you're not buying through the App Store, which is a feature we have now, when you can buy for the wallet to pay the fee, if you do it with crypto, it's easy for you to have a MetaMask first and then send the crypto from there, because you get a confirmation hash, which is easy for us to confirm and then approve your wallet. When you send from the exchange, sometimes they don't give you the confirmation fast enough, or they don't give you the right hash. So it's hard for us to confirm that the money was sent. So a little food for thought. But yeah, from your MetaMask, you can send to your smart wallet, because it's just another ETH address. As long as, keyword, you're on the same chain. Very important. So, and if you contact me directly and you're cool and you're serious, I'll give you a wallet for free. No big deal. Because Karim is cool like that.
Karim's cool like that.
He's the second giving tree of crypto. First one is Richard. I let him have it. I'll be the second one. My tree is still growing.
You're like the Oprah of crypto.
Yes.
You get this thing. You get a wallet.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, what a great
15 years from now, this is gonna be the most cool move I'll do. Like, Maddie, we'll do that. We'll put money together. We'll do emergency end stake. Just pay out the second class. Whoever stake that day get paid. That'll be cool. I can say I'll directly pay everybody. That'll be cool. That'll be fun to do. Add that to my bucket list.
I'm gonna sell Maddie's special Omega 369.
Yeah.
And under the label is your encapsulated t-shirts. How about that?
I love it. I love the product ideas stemming off of this. Keep it rolling.
That's right.
So
We
fun.
will. We will. Thanks for
So
being.
I know
Matt, is there
Karim
any other hot
needs to
topic?
get some sleep because I want him to be healthy.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's only
Lindsay,
what? Only
thank
9
you
a.m.?
so much for coming on.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. What a pleasure.
You're very welcome.
Karim, what were you saying? Sorry.
No, I'll say it's only 9 a.m. No big deal. Is there any other hot topic that we haven't addressed? Again, I'm here for my people. So always. Somebody said moms are smart. It's awesome.
Free scarf with every new Stake Rap download someday.
Woo, that's gonna be rough. That's gonna we're gonna have to hold on. I love scarves so much. I wouldn't want you to get something cheap, but it's like, oof. Hey, who knows? Maybe. Hey, I did a promo for like the hoodie stuff, so maybe.
Yeah.
We need somebody to make a really gangster scarf with some Hex logo.
Yeah.
That's what we need.
There's
And then you see that? Okay, mission for everybody. Easy money. Easy money. You see somebody make a really good scarf with some Hex logo. Like when Crypto Girl created that really cool hoodie, I just accidentally went on the website and I liked it and I just created a promo out of it. So if that's you creating it, hit me up.
Oh yeah, something like soft.
Winter is coming, so
yeah,
I gotta get some good gear for my Hexican. So a cool gangster scarf. Why not? Why not? You'll be rocking with me.
Everybody follow Lindsay the Hexican on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, I'm super excited. Keep out there, keep onboarding, keep the positivity flowing, and learning every day. So thank you guys for continuing to put out like good content and stuff. You know, gives people something like positive to follow and turn off the garbage and the noise. So thank you.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for being
Our
awesome
pleasure.
as always. And then if I can't meet you on the 22nd by New York event, we'll meet. Or if you come to Boston. So,
yeah. Well, hopefully we're going out that way soon because I like lobster, so I think it's out that way.
It's great, yeah. Right around this time of year.
Boston's amazing, so fun out there.
It's still a little sunny, and then it's starting to get a little chilly, but it's still sunny. I mean, I'm in Dubai, 85 degrees here, but I know Boston this time of the year. Typically, we get lucky. The snow doesn't really start to come until like late December. So.
Oh yeah, it's like 46 degrees here right now. So excited. But yeah, I'll be at Vegas. I'll be online. I bought my tickets like, I don't know, I bought us tickets like a week after they came out. So I'm super excited for that. I'll be hanging out online and in person because round one was so much fun. I cannot wait for round two this year. For me, like this is my round two. But how fun. That was awesome.
Nice.
Everyone.
Marco said golden scarf. Hey, I get you the golden yacht in 15 years, all right? Don't worry about no golden scarf. Relax.
Everybody hit the like and subscribe button now. Follow all of us on Twitter and Instagram and everywhere else. Get your tickets for hexconference.com. I'll say it as many times as necessary. And Pulsicano 2021. I'm alive. I'm alert. And I feel great.
Yes. Say that out loud. Very important. That's a great comment. I'm telling you, you will feel some type of way. Do it in the shower. This is a command.
Yeah, do it like
shower.
Loud, in the shower.
Bold.
That.
So it vibrates in your being. You want to hear yourself say it and hear yourself hear it. You say it and you hear it at the same time. I'm alive, I'm alert, and I feel great. It is 9 a.m. And even saying that makes me want to go run. I won't do it, but it makes me want to probably do some push-ups. Still awake now. And stay the course. Don't get swayed. Understand what's at stake. I am telling you, we have bottom. I am telling you, don't get in the details. Zoom out. I said at 19 cents, we're right around there. Don't be the capitulation wick. Don't worry about the 1-2 day wick that literally next week could just be forgotten about. Understand where you are. If you know where you want to be in T-shirt count, this is a buying opportunity, which you will get a copy of. Do not forget that. Easy come, easy go. You miss the opportunity, Weeks from now, you're gonna be crying, oh my God, that was the bottom. I wish I bought more. Blah, blah, blah. Don't be that guy or girl. Okay? And as always, we love you very much. I am your brother from another mother, your Hexican. And most
You're trying to run
important,
the clock to 3.5 hours exactly.
I know.
I knew it.
I'm in preacher mode right now before I go out, you know. But more, no, seriously, Hexican, I love you. Don't get swayed. Don't listen to what they say. Watch what they do, okay? We stay the course. They can't step to us. They can't even show up on a live stream because they know we're going to deflate them just like it's nothing. We're doing amazingly well. We have great things coming. On board, bring people in, come to the events, share the love, stay positive, be direct with people, but don't be rude, okay? No matter what. The moment you become rude, you lose. Doesn't matter if your argument is correct. You know,
Thanks
if you have
again.
anything, reach out to me.
Thanks again to Lindsay for coming on. Stake wisely, my friends, and Jerry Springer will take us out.
Bang, bang.
See you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Hey, Richard, Jerry Springer here. And I just heard from Maddie, and, you know, I got to tell you, I see a lot of conflict and tribalism in the crypto space. The doorbell, I'll get it. Bitcoin, Ethereum brought you a third layer. Oh, no, CZ is spamming Ethereum. Look, Richard, thank you for your YouTube show promoting mental health. The world desperately needs it, and trust me, I'm in a position to know. I happen to know, by the way, Richard, that you are a man of good character, and you might well say to me, well, how do I know you're of good character? I'll tell you how I know. I checked our records, and as I look at them here, let me see. Yep, Richard, you have never been on my show. And that, of course, is a sign of good character. You don't ever want to be on the show. I mean, that would be awful. So good for you. Congratulations on your work. Keep it up. I hope 2021 turns out to be this wonderful year for you. And in the meantime, remember to take care of yourself and each other.